Good morning. Um, Good evening, folks. Good afternoon. Welcome to SKTV. Welcome and welcome. A lot of things happening around the world. So welcome. Let's share the show in the meantime. If you're just joining us, tell her where you're following us from. We'll get back into some brief history of Liberia, April 6th, what it means. Um, what it means, quote unquote, and so forth and so on. But let's share the show. Seku will join us later. Um, Monk will join us. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Just a lot of things to talk about. Let's share the show. Fumba MCC is watching us from Makati, Sinkor. Okay. Is watching us from Makati, Sinkor. Uh, let's share the show. Samuel is watching us from Ocean City, New Jersey. Samuel, I hope you and your family are safe. We read, heard about the earthquake that happened yesterday in New Jersey. Just thought to chime in there to let you know. Hope you are safe, you and your family. Um, Asata Donzo is watching us from Maryland. Asata Donzo, folks, as you join us, like Monk would say, click like or love, like Siku would say, the love sign. Um, let's share the show. Hit the love sign. Um, the love sign. Let's share the show. Okay, two New Jersey people. The Lord that New Jersey people will carry their thing out. Let's share the show. James Yancey is watching us from. I said New Jersey people will win anything here. New Jersey people, y'all need to call all your New Jersey friend now. A lot of New Jersey people, a lot of New Jersey people will make it. All the other state, all the B more y'all get, and New Jersey people right now. So in fact, I'm not calling your gossip state again. I'm not saying I'm not talking about the Wawa Bene because New Jersey people though you're too impressive. What? Wow. What New Jersey people? Yeah. What Joseph? We don't know what to call. We don't know what to call music city. Your resident. We don't know what that means. So we beg you help us, chief. We don't know, but oh yeah, that day. We don't know, but we will say now yeah, we don't know what's going on. So we beg you. So kind of clarify. That we know. Oh, Atlanta, Georgia, Ernestine Bernard. Okay, so far New Jersey is in the lead. New Jersey make it bigly. For the local things, they learn in New Jersey. They learn anyway. The show not even start yet. I just about 2-3 minutes go on the show. But let's share the show, folks. Normally when the show starts like this, we said I can't spoil the team here, man. Can't bring Minnesota Penny here again. Can't bring no North crew them Penny here. Yeah, but we said, right? Yeah, man. We're working with New Jersey. Yeah, why you can't bring Minnesota people in here? Yeah, there we go. Your neighbor now show or even same. Yeah, because Iowa and Minnesota, then all of them can just come together. Yeah, but 8 years we've been working with East Coast people. Why y'all come from we all may waiting again? Hey Lord, Minnesota now come again. My sister Devontae show face. She show up bigly. Oh God. What did we do to deserve the whole Minnesota thing? Okay, Melvin Dishu, thank you for at least. Yeah, thank you for. Yeah, man, Melvin Diffie, thank you for changing the flavor, man. Yeah, Europe at least. Okay, we get to Maryland here too. Kekusa, Dosla. We get to. Yeah, the Minnesota put. I know what. Yeah, man. We're doing very, very well. Yeah, I know what my man we said come with the Minnesota team. We said, yeah, we said. Yeah, man. We said you betrayed the struggle, brother. You're not to Sunny Minnesota been in here. You're not to do that one. Yeah, you just to say you don't know where you come from yourself. Ain't you understand? But anyway, we definitely ushering Minnesota people inside so that move further inside now. Yo, that area of my people, Minnesota people, they got me waiting for the play. Let me see. No, we're not continuing. You see how Minnesota people them for the Hogan and technique. My sister Devontae won't go up and come back inside again so Minnesota can get credit as skin. We're not on that thing. We're not who. They will not who. Child Eddie, my man, where you watching us from? And don't be careful. Be nice to our president. Be nice to our president. You're the opposition man. You'll get hotter. You'll get hotter. Okay, folks. Let's see there. Bustin Gaylor is watching us from Springfield, Pennsylvania. Okay, my boy Monkey and Monchauvet. Okay, my boy more. You already know what time it is now. Who that? Abu Fofana is watching us from Big Apple, New York. Hey, you see, stay there when I know that I didn't want coming. Big Apple, New York. Hey, Felicia, thank you, Mama. You not put bar in Lee again, bar. New Jersey bar. Hey, New Jersey bar. New Jersey now come back in the league. So all your Minnesota put in Puya. That ain't right there. Okay, Stephen watching us, Stephen A. Bass watching us from Dakar, Senegal. Okay, Stephen, that's good. Thank you. Let's share the show, man. Oh, lead that team, man. Mona, lead that team. More not claiming Minnesota. Monk is not claiming Minnesota as we speak. Monk can claim anywhere he won't claim. We don't even know where in Minnesota currently. We don't know a geographical location, so lead that team. I know you're trying to face things, but look at you will not make it. Yeah, loving your idea, but you will not make it. Well, today we'll talk about April 6th, what it means to you. It's a historical day. April 12th is also a historical day. We'll talk about it. Quickly, while we are in the show here, we want to send out a big, big happy belated birthday to Eloise Page. Eloise Page. I always call her Eloise. Eloise Page. Eloise, happy belated birthday to you. Your birthday came and we did not recognize your birthday. We are sorry. When we do wrong, we can say it. We're not ashamed, we're not afraid to admit our wrong. So sorry, we wronged you. Let me go back. I skipped somebody and it's not fair. Elizabeth she says she's from Atlanta. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Elizabeth, the thing about Atlanta too, y'all get some Funny people in there. You'll get some cool looking people in the face, some people that who not struggling in the face, you'll get in there. But the issue there is you'll get funny people that mix with you. And you understand? Yeah. You gotta remember I was on a plane and one guy was sitting inside me. Folks, this is a true story. I was on my way to Atlanta. And one guy was sitting inside me. And you know how men and we can talk, we get certain voice. The man start talking funny, sitting outside me, asking me all kind of personal questions. I told him, I said, brother, slow down. Slow down. And I'm a department here. And I'm in that era, my brother. And I got no problem with you in that department, but I'm not in that era. And I'm an era there. And you know, he start talking funny way, like, you know, start talking like someone I get. I told him, I said, but what man, no issue? Where is situation? Are you, you know, are you see a, you know, or able-bodied man and me, and you talking to me like, woman, where your story? Where your issue? So I told him, I told him to put his head together and put his leg together and realize that we're not on that level. Can't talk about you want for to go out. That you who you make, you'll be asking your friend, what wrong with you? Sonny, I told him, I said, brother, we're not on that level, brother. Yeah, we're not on that thing. I'm not on funny thing. What wrong with you? Where your story? That means you'll be ongoing. Oh, where your thing? And you know, and the one that confused me, you know, you ain't a boy and go hang out. I want no problem. I told him to change your tune, to face a voice. What are you talking? Are you be talking like someone I get? Where your story? I told him to put his head together, man, and face it and put his life together. We're not on that level. Where you can't be talking funny thing and you who to can't be talking to be. Then I even woman want to see you muscular let me say, you get half feel let me say, then you talking funny thing. I told you, same lead that thing level. My brother, I beg you. I'm not on that level. I beg you, yeah. Let me bring Melbourne on, yeah. Melbourne? My man, how the weekend, oh? How the
And so,
weekend?
yes, indeed, I want to see your fan face, you know, especially on the kind of a day. That's the kind of time that we see all the fan faces, or maybe Steve will say, maybe sometimes it's not easy though. There are some faces, and then when you see those faces, you feel that, yes, indeed, your life is 100% complete.
Yeah,
But after a certain time, you feel frustrated, and you find you don't even want to even see that face anymore. So, indeed, Steve, good evening, and sorry to our playing fan face coming
yeah.
from
I
KC.
want to see your fan face. I want to see your face. Your face.
Thank you. Look, there are
But
some faces. Yeah, easy. You really
Melbourne,
you. Yeah,
Melbourne,
what kind of regalia do you have? This boy, I swear, give.
my man, Melbourne. You know, before I greet our people, before you came on the show,
Mm,
that something was going on.
okay.
You know, one day I was on my way to Atlanta, Georgia,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and on the plane they had one guy sitting outside me.
Okay.
You know, first I thought the man was joking.
Mm,
You know, he was on the phone before we could take off.
mm.
The way he was talking like someone I get. You know, he talking about fanfare. So,
Seriously.
so my brother, the
Mm,
man, I would have muscle together.
mm,
We sit across from each other.
mm.
Sitting to the middle and he's sitting in the center. And you
Mm.
understand?
Yes.
The man turned to me. The man said, "Oh, where you from?" You know, I told him. He asked in a woman way. You know, he asked
Oh,
in a feminine way. So I say to myself, I said, "Well, I got confused in my head." I said, "Well, that brother, yeah, I don't understand the situation." My brother, men and we know how we can talk.
mm,
Why you talking to somebody like you got something in your throat? So I told you, I said, well, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, but
mhm.
I'm headed to Atlanta, Georgia for
Okay.
business. Oh,
Mhm.
but I think again a different story. Oh,
Give me the gist. You know me, I love the gist.
oh
Give me
man,
the gist. What
oh,
happened?
you know, the man start talking funny thing.
Okay.
I ain't want to tell me how he got an apartment in Georgia downtown and we need to hang out. So I told you, I said, slow down, brother. Yeah. I said, put yourself together. That means you got
What?
conversation. What your story? I said, what you talking? You know, I
What
gave
you
my
talking about?
I moved that whole
Mhm.
American thing I gave my Liberian English. I said,
Mm.
brother, put your left together. You who?
Thank you.
That
Thank
woman
you.
so
So that
yeah,
I can confuse your enemy.
that
Let me tell you,
woman,
that Liberian accent, some people get vexed. But sometimes that how you confuse your enemy.
My brother, I told you, I
Mm.
said, brother, put your left together. Oh. Your left is not together, your left not set. That means you should be ongoing here. You who? And you talking like something like that. What your problem?
That's the thing.
I said, I'm not in a department, oh, and I'm a department there.
And I far from the other end.
Oh,
The other papa, the farmer.
yeah.
Far.
Before you make up your mind to tell you, say I was serious about my issue,
Mm.
I turned the stuff on, the alarm on, the air
Thank you.
hostess on. I thought I would like to change my seat because this guy is making me very uncomfortable. What your problem?
Thank you.
And the man just look, brother, you see the man just talking funny, that's what I get. Oh,
Yeah,
but because even my
so
spirit not happy. I said, what kind of man? You know, and when they're talking, brother, let me tell you something more.
yeah, man. Yeah, because let me be frank, I've been interacting with a lot of them, even in my inbox, it's just sometimes we don't want to be talking about this thing, but actually these things are necessary. I will talk about them sometime. Because sometimes again we say that it be 2 to 3 to 1, you get vest. So let's talk about this thing, right, Steve? Because for some
I
who
said
are not part,
the man,
mm-hmm,
the man won't be talking funny thing there, brother. The same thing what we can tell women that you want you who to tell them what that you so put lecture on me? Why are stupid? I don't care what you so put lecture on me.
where do Steve tell me so is that because of your lip? Because sometimes too, maybe when
No,
your
brother,
lip
you
does
have a funny conversation. Listen, you see that the problem that with you, let's take an issue. No, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. No, let me tell you something. No,
mm-hmm,
no, Melbourne. Let me tell you something.
mm-hmm,
No disrespect to anybody. But brother, how you can see
okay.
that me?
Mm-hmm.
The same technique we can use
Mm-hmm.
on winning. You so put on me, you so lecture me, you who? People let me, I mean you over lecture. What your story? So I told you, brother,
Mm-hmm.
when I say brother, he can say, you say what? I said, brother,
Thank you. Because I don't know what you say. Because
I said,
look, when you tell them that no, I hope you know what you're doing. Say, yes, indeed, I know. In fact, they be saying a lot of
my brother,
look, see, we're not going to be
the
saying these
man,
things on the radio, but it's just quite frustrating
the
that some of our
man,
brothers. Hmm.
that man there, I don't know what wrong with him, but he fought on the wrong brother that day. I had to check in real quick. I checked in, I left that.
Look, simply give us your exact mood, the mood you were in now. Because
I mean, I
the
didn't even know
the
the
reason why I'm asking the reason why
more.
I'm asking this question because when you come on the radio or when you come on the show, people know Steve to be that kind of a person who is critical, right? You
Man, let me
always
tell you the truth.
yeah,
I wanted a
yeah.
time in my life. I don't know if I was confused. I don't know if I was perplexed. I don't know if I was angry. My man, I don't know. Look, I don't even look. I left for a side, man. I changed my seat
Mm,
before I could feel myself.
mm.
Brother, in the 21st century, I used to put talk on me.
They just
You
want to put talk on me. They like not fair, but
man, one
seriously,
more
it just
person on me. I think I said, let Sonny, man. I said, let leave it. But
mm,
anyway, folks, welcome to SKTV. Welcome to today's show. Again, we wanted to wish happy belated birthday to L. Louise Page, her birthday past.
mm, mm.
We didn't recognize her, or but L. Louise Page is one of our followers, our supporters.
Mhm.
It's very very cool. L. Louise Page, very very cool, good people. When we talk about Liberian
And
women, beautiful women on earth.
yes.
Oh, you see L. Louise Page, yeah.
So, Steve, let me also join you also in wishing you
Wait
a
now,
happy.
wait. The thing,
Amen.
you told me that on the birthday. I said, you not see L. Louise Page, yeah.
No, not yet though. I
You
don't
not see
know.
her.
No.
Look, if Liberian women was the most beautiful women on earth was a person, that
Mm.
my man, you know me now. Me, I know how to praise Liberian women.
Damn. Hey, God.
You know that one era there. I'm a praise Liberian women. You know that one now.
Fan,
Eh?
fan face.
I don't like you.
Fan face.
I don't like you can be checking. I don't praise Liberian women. Not only fan the fan behavior too. So leave that fan fair thing. But anyway, Louis Pay, happy belated birthday to you. Wish you many more years with health and blessing. But I tell you, Mabel, I know you're hiding your face to praise Louis, but your voice on record.
No, what happened here is that I want to join you to wish all of the best. But
Exactly.
it's not easy. Sometimes there are some process you do. Let me tell you, Steve, the way you were just saying,
Oh,
right? There are
oh,
some
boy.
process you
You can
do
say happy
to
birthday again.
who that?
That's why you can say happy birthday again.
No, you can say happy birthday, but there are some process. Let me be frank. In fact, I had a just certain case where the man was praising too much until his madam got first. Say, but how you going to praise that person? So you
Yeah,
can take that on how you praise.
that's sticky praise there. That won't cost you.
So also today is the birthday of our CEO, Honorable Musa Assambly, your own man.
My
I
man,
know
I'm
what
going
I've
to
your
let the man
man.
listen
The
now.
man, the
Don't
man
let
kind
the
of you, right?
no, don't let the man come let the chairman or the representative come tomorrow and come find me. And listen, I don't want to
Oh,
be in farm business. I want to be here in content. We'll get to the man. Let's
okay.
be later, then we'll get to Chairman Musa ability.
Correct.
Hey, I'm taking it easy, easy. You know, in French, when the African people won't tell you or the French people won't tell you easy, easy, they will
Mm.
say doucement, doucement. So
Oh,
let's take it doucement, doucement. We're getting to it. Oh, I tell you,
kiss.
but man, even no French, that's something. I will not lie to you. French, that's something. So doucement, it mean let's take it easy, easy, and we'll get there. Folks, welcome. Today is Saturday. Yeah, Austin Bonge deep and Melbourne at Digo by here crazy.
Yo,
The men will be who
tomorrow I go.
that space in a Digo sunny in your prison woman and tomorrow sunny. Your picture listening to me. It's Saturday. But Melbourne, very quick, man. Today is April 6th. The timestamp here is 11:23. I heard Arsenal is playing. The last time I was watching the game before the show, they're leading 2-0. I'm not sure if they increased the score. So to all Arsenal fans, you guys seem to be doing okay. I always struggle between Arsenal and Liverpool, who I will support. I love their styles of play, but I'm 100% a Barcelona fan. That cannot change. I'm only repentant. I've been Barcelona fans since 2002. Yes, I've been Barcelona fan. And then my love for Barcelona increased when they got one of my favorite African players. I believe in our times, um, he's one of the greatest strikers ever in the history of African football. When Samuel Eto'o uh, got brought on to Barcelona from Real Mallorca after he played for Real Madrid. And then you have my man Ronaldinho, which I think is one of the most skillful players I've ever watched. Certain players catch my attention. Zidane caught my attention. They had a guy an Argentinian, who never went to the World Cup because he refused to cut his hair. They call him Redondo. I don't know, some of you are little children, so you don't understand football. All the guys who set the stage. You had a midfielder, they call him Redondo from Argentina. Very good player. Uh, I used to like Raul Gonzalez from Spain. I used to like his man Guti as well. So yeah, all of these memories they live on. Um, so Barcelona all day. I follow Barcelona religiously. I'm a team. In England, I like I like I like Liverpool in England. I love Liverpool and Arsenal. I think they have a unique playing style. I think they're good. Um, just before we get to Melbourne for the update in the country, um, I like to start off by saying again, happy belated birthday to Louis Page. Today is Chairman Musa Hassan belated birthday. Happy birthday, Chairman Musa Hassan belated. Chairman Representative Musa Hassan belated. We'll also today in other news
We'll also be talking
we'll talk about the chairman.
about the chairman.
Yeah, Mom, I sent it to you.
Among I send it to
But
you,
Melbourne,
but
then
never.
what's going on?
Then what's going on? Well, thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. Yes. So today is the indeed today is the 6th of April, which of course is the fourth month in the year 2024, and a lot of pain ongoing. So if you are there indeed, we want to say thanks to all of our followers, our viewers, for also following this broadcast. Super FM 96.1 and that of the SKTV. So please, if you haven't yet shared the show, we are encouraging you also to go and share the show. Like my brother already said, there are a lot of things that we'll be looking at today because this topic is just so unique, especially Liberia's history. There are a lot of things that have been happening from 1847 up to uh, someone say up to present as to where are we, what happened, because mind you, there are a lot of things that have been happening from the war from 2005, because mind you, now we're in a new transition. So yes, today is Saturday and there are a lot of things happening, especially coming to the 100 days, the end of the 100 days, we're going nearly 70 some more days into the first 100 days of this government, and there are a lot of work that they are doing. Also, there are a lot of things that they are putting into place and so on. So, yes, we will be looking at all of the uh, finishing touches or where are they, what happened to the budget. Because, mind you, there are a lot of critic, especially coming from the House of Representatives, that are also talking about this budget as to what really there to benefit the Liberian people, if the budget is reasonable or not. So they are all still observing the budget, and they are telling us that in fact this budget going to be thoroughly observed as to what really going to be there for the Liberian people. District number three, Honorable Small Mobile also he did contact me. He said maybe I think I had to come on the SKTV also to talk about some of the things that will be happening. Or if I want Honorable Small Mobile from district number three.
Yes,
Yes, you know,
he can make
he can
contact
make contact
and we'll
and
schedule
we'll schedule
a on him.
Yes.
a him.
So
Yes,
yes,
indeed.
Yes.
Is one of the president that also that talking, especially when it comes to the budget, what will be there for the Liberian people. Because mind you, his motto is what the president said, that there will be no business as usual. So whenever he goes to places, that's one of his major talk, that he said no to corruption, no to bad governance, and so on. So I think we'll find time to bring it on. So today is Saturday as usual, and so many things happening. We await the press conference on tomorrow, coming from Honorable Yaka Koruba. Mind you, Honorable Yaka Koruba is one of the critic of this government, and with the latest one also coming from one of the strong supporter of the government, but now he's turning his back, which of course is Prophet Key. Prophet Key now has been talk about, people are now talking about what's going on. How come Prophet Key is now boycotting or maybe staying away now from the government? What happened and so on. So indeed, these are some of the noise, these are some of the talking points in the corridor, and people are talking as to what's going on with the bread and butter issues. Mind you, we've gone nearly 3 months into uh, 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 the new government, and up to date, the bread and butter issues still the same. People are still complaining as to the prices. The basic commodity prices are still the same. So indeed, for now on, Steve and other Bezana Monk and our viewers, these are some of the happening as we go along. We will
okay.
continue to remind our people.
Thank you, Milbo.
Thank you, Milbo.
Thanks for the
Thanks
update.
for the update.
My man, Monk, what's up? Milbo,
What's up, Milbo?
what's mobile put
What's
out
moving por aqui?
Mobile echo
Mobile
video.
echo video.
Monk, what's up, my man?
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Milburn, and to the rest of the listening audience on SKTV on a beautiful Saturday afternoon as well. I'm here in the Twin City, calling precisely from Riverside University of Minnesota Research Hospital. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay. So anybody want to see Monk in person, you can go there. You come Monk. Yeah, if you're looking for Monk, where you can be looking for a whole day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Monk is situated there right now.
I don't do too much on social media, that social media is not my thing. I'm just on. I will comment on one or two things in the politics, but the whole social media culture is not my thing. I operate from behind the scene.
Most definitely so. Yeah, Monk, tomorrow is another big day. Tomorrow is another big day. Tomorrow, that's Sekou Kane birthday. Let me say again, tomorrow That's Sekou Kane's birthday. Tomorrow is a big day. That's Sekou Kane's birthday. So, my people, that is there.
Yeah, that special edition of SKTV right there.
Yeah. So tomorrow, and tomorrow, right after the press conference, tomorrow, I know that double or that triple dose we have. Representative Yaga Koluba will be joining us too. Listen, we are getting on confirmed reports from reliable sources since the men talk about the press conference. The press conference will be noisy tomorrow. That's what I can tell you. Hi, Yaga. Tomorrow, we'll follow the press conference. But the press conference will be noisy from what we have heard from sources close to the representative. These are sources that are reliable. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to jump the gun. But tomorrow, the show will be very, very interesting. Please, in the meantime, let's share the show. Please. Tomorrow is Sekou's birthday. As I stay speaking to you, I say, I don't even know what to do here. I don't know if we'll face things tonight, we'll face things tomorrow, but we got to face things. And Sekou know. Sekou said no, anytime birthday can, we know what time it is. So tomorrow is Sekou's birthday. You don't ask me because I've been put your code about age. I don't know the age. Even if I knew it, then I'm able to say it. Yes, Sekou turning 17-year-old tomorrow. But let's share the show, folks. Tomorrow is Sekou's birthday. Today is Chairman Musa Abele's birthday. You know, some cool people were born in April, though. Some very, very cool people, good people were born in April. Today is April 6th. But what say you? What say you, my man? What say you just before we get into the Liberian politics? Again, today, we'll try our best to give all of our viewers and our listeners, those of you who can contribute, we'll try our best to give you a break today. Please, tomorrow, please, whatever you have tomorrow, when you go out to net, don't finish everything. Tomorrow is Sekou's birthday. Let's wish Sekou's birthday. Tomorrow, Monk and myself will be in charge of collecting anything. Sekou said, we'll not see anything. We're doing like Mayborn. We're not sending it to him on his birthday.
You're after the birthday, right?
Yeah, because we send it on his birthday, we will reach it too much, we will forget on Monday to not come on the show. You understand? So we'll not do that. So we'll keep it. We'll send a Sekou on Tuesday night or on Wednesday morning for security reasons. So at least he can come on the show. But anyway, tomorrow is Sekou's birthday. Let's share the show. Tomorrow is most people can call him SK. Tomorrow is SK birthday. When they call him SK, I can laugh. But tomorrow is SK birthday. Let's share the show. Yeah, Mohamed NZ Dollar, one of the biggest stakeholders here. My man, what say you about what's going on around the world? Israel, quickly, let's bring you some world news quick before we get into Liberia's history. Since we're talking about history, we're getting to Liberia history. But Monk, this whole war thing has been going on in the Middle East. I know you and I talked about it for a while. Yeah. We talk about the removal of Saddam Hussein. We talk about the removal of also during the era of President Barack Obama. We talk about the removal of Mohammed Gaddafi, which around the same era there. Bashar al-Assad has been tried a couple of times to oust him or to get him out, whatever it is. It's similarly difficult. What say you now? They think are standing now they're leaving Gaza now, leaving these other guys now is extended to Iran. You know, this is very troubling. In the United States, the intelligence are reporting, the United States intelligence are reporting that, you know, anytime from now, you know, Iran could strike Israel because of what say you? This is troubling.
Well, the top military tactician analysts are saying we are on the cusp of a World War III. That anything they are monitoring the situation in Gaza and they are monitoring the situation in Ukraine because it seems like the Russians are getting upper hand again. And I think the Biden administration reaffirmed that they want for Ukraine. They know Putin gets condition for World War III. If Ukraine joins the NATO, that's their red line. It will be total war. If NATO put troops on the ground in Ukraine, that's World War III. So we are just a tip away from falling over the cliff, and any of this situation can trigger World War III at any given moment. The thing is, people believe that the fight between the Israeli and the Palestinians is all about those two. No, it's bigger than those two. It's all about who's trying to gain influence in the Middle East and establish himself as the dominant power, and that has been Iranian or MO. When you look at whether it's Hezbollah, whether it's Islamic Jihad, every troubled region in the Middle East, the Iranian got their hands in it. So I'll listen to the lawmaker here, Lindsey Graham, even though I'm not a fan of war. But Lindsey Graham made a salient point. When you go to the Houthis rebel, who supports the Houthi rebel? It's Iran. When you go to Hezbollah, who supports Hezbollah financially? It's Iran. When you go to Islamic Jihad, who supports them? Iran. Even when they removed Saddam Hussein, the operation to remove Saddam Hussein was a very smooth operation. But guess what? The U.S. ended up losing more men. And you know who provided all the IED and all the roadside bomb? It was Iran. So Lindsey Graham saying when you want to kill the snake, you kill it from the head. If you go after Iran, you won't have too much of a problem in the Middle East. But then here is the conundrum here. Iran now is being backed by Russia and China. So it's not that America cannot strike Iran, but you're looking at the retaliation because of Allah. You know, Russia, when it comes to nuclear power, they are one of the best and they are one of the biggest in the world. Matter of fact, they got more nuclear heads than the US. So
yeah, but
yeah.
I mean, I understand what you were saying, but let's even go back a few years ago when President Donald Trump was president. There was this strike that was carried out. One of the top respectable general, Anno Soleimani or whatever his name is,
Yes.
got killed into that airstrike. It became a serious problem between the U.S. and Iran because the Iranian wanted to retaliate,
Mhm.
and so
Yeah.
it's been this tit for tat. Now it's Israel. These few days, I killed one of the leaders or one of the commanders based on the airstrike that Israel carried out, and now Iran is willing to strategically position themselves to attack. What say you? Because this is a global mess.
The reason being, that's one of the reasons I tell people when you pay attention to politics, because it's more complicated than you think. The Trump administration learned the mistake, the blunder that Hillary Clinton made in Benghazi. You know, they came out with this strategy that you can put people on the street in the name of protest, and then you surround the U.S. embassy, and then those same protesters will be having militant embedded in them, and they use force to overrun the embassy. That's how the Christopher Stevens and those 4 U.S. Marines got killed and their body was dragged in Libya. That was the cover up Hillary got engaged in that one exposure with the whole several thing and all that stuff. So the Trump people knew that the protest that was happening in Syria, it was not a spontaneous protest. They knew exactly what they were doing. So what Iran would do, they would send this military general to Syria, put people in the street, and then use the protest as a means to get to the U.S. embassy. But this time around, Trump people they were on top of their intelligence game. The moment he entered into the Syrian airspace, they knew what he was going there for, to go and coordinate these kind of illegal activities. And he was on his way from the airport. That's when they got rid of him. It's the same thing that the Israeli did to their general. So they will always say, oh, we will retaliate, we'll do this. The question is, if you retaliate, there will be a counter retaliation to your retaliation. So it's all about give and take. Let's see who can keep their head on the water for a very, very long time. But that's where we stand. Iran wants to be the dominant force that can poke finger into the U.S. Look, the Iranians killed more U.S. Marine in Baghdad than the Iraqi troop, the entire army that were fighting against the U.S.
What Monk? You know, let me say this. Indeed, there are a lot of different factors that play into this international. Whether you want to term them as war, you want to term them as you know, a lot of things happen behind closed doors. So you were insinuating that the Arab Spring all these different protests in these Arab countries.
Mhm.
By some way, some means, they were well structured, organized, and orchestrated,
Yeah.
backed by certain leaders or certain group of people to
Mhm.
ensure that it starts off as, because I mean, these things are not mutually exclusive. Some of these things are playing spontaneously, and we'll come to the Liberian history. We'll come back to Liberian history. We'll get into some of the nitty gritty of how the entire war kind of orchestrated, and maybe some of our older people will retrospect and kind of think about things and things that they saw during those days. We've spoken to lots of people who lived back then, when we were much younger, or even during the era of the war or so forth. But Mark, here is my thing. Why use emissaries though? Why use these third parties? Why use all of these people, these stooges?
No.
You got to carry on these things. Because even with the ISIS thing, one of the reports that I read, ISIS were riding American cars.
Yeah, there were people. Our former president, that's why you see during the WikiLeaks dump, Julian Assange accused Hillary Clinton and Obama of being the chief funder of ISIS. Can you imagine that? People don't like to say it, but that's why he accused them, because he received communication that they were. You see, this whole thing is about balance in the middle. If you go back to the Genesis, it's all between this struggle between Shia and Sunni. It's more of a religious thing than a political thing. But what I keep telling you all the time, when you go too much into religion, you become a terrorist. When you become too extremist in your idea. So why you think, when you look at the Muslim war, right, the Arab war, like I said, 2 in every 10 Arab will consider themselves to be a Shia. But the vast majority of the Arab war from North Africa to the Middle East, whether it's Bahrain or whether it's Qatar, from Egypt, Tunisia, these are all Sunni Arab countries, right?
Given
the Shia, even though Iran is powerful, but Iran is the headquarters of all the Shia nation, right? Now, when you talk about the Shia, you will look at to Iran, number one. The next thing you look at will be Syria. You look at Iraq. Iraq is a majority Shia populated as compared to the Sunni. The Sunnis are the minority in Iran. In Iraq. So what you think they want to do? If you strike a conventional warfare, it's not something they want to engage in, but get something that proxy war. That's how you hit your enemy. Because Iran, even Israel is also backed by the U.S. and other Western forces. So if you go out there militarily in an open conventional warfare, Iran might likely not survive in a fight. But what they could do, they could strike target within your country and weaken you. That is why they support this terrorist movement and all this stuff.
So would you? Because I listened to the as part of history, I followed throughout the trial of Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
In the United States, I followed the trial of Saddam Hussein, the capture and the arrest. I follow everything, and I took notes based on my observation. I think we spoke about this briefly, you and I, a couple of days ago behind closed doors. Now, what confuses me and what brings about the conundrum, we say to some extent, is: do you think it was a calculated mistake to take out the president at the time?
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein. Do you
I
think
believe it was a mistake? It was a big blunder. Yeah.
And why would you say so?
The reason I said so, and our big brother, that history. When you can go back as far as the day of the Mujahideen in Afghanistan, they always pick a side in the fight, and when they pick that side, when that side becomes successful, they turn their knife to the U.S. at the end of the day. When the Soviets were in control of Afghanistan during the 80s, when they had the Mujahideen, it was the same U.S. that were giving the Soviet, the Mujahideen, those Taliban, those bushfighters, they were the one giving them sophisticated weapons to bring down Russia aircraft and Russia tanks. And Afghanistan is a much tougher terrain to fight in. It's mountainous, right? At the end of the day, the Russians couldn't bear the cost of maintaining that war. You know what they did? They pulled out. The same thing happened between Iran and Iraq. When Iran and Iraq were going tit for tat, because Iran always wanted control of Iraq. They believe that their people are in majority in Iraq. The Sunnis are the minority in as much as they are dominant in the Arab world. When it comes to Iraq, they are the minority. And guess who Saddam is? Saddam is a minority. He was a Sunni. So in the war,
Saddam Hussein. Sorry to interject. Saddam Hussein was not a fan of terrorist groups and so
No,
forth. He didn't take side with them. He will get rid of
Saddam
them real
Hussein hate terrorists in as much as you don't like him or not. Three things Saddam Hussein and share in common all leader. Muammar Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, and Bashar Assad of Syria. You can call them dictator all you want, but one thing they all share in common, they hate terrorism. And it doesn't matter which sect of the terrorism, whether you are a Sunni-backed terrorist or a Shia-backed terrorist, those three coolest in terrorism. And that was the calculation from the US that fell short. They supported Saddam to retaliate against Iran. But guess what? When Saddam established himself as the godfather in the Middle East, when he thought he was so powerful, what he wanted to do next, he turned against US and he went and invaded Kuwait. Why he wanted to get control of Kuwait? Because Saddam Hussein understands Western principle. In order to be a powerful military, you need a bigger economy. And oil at the time was the black gold. So the more control you get of oil, the more money you can make, the more weapons you can buy. So he went and attacked and took over Kuwait. So why the US did in retaliation? They were like, no, after Kuwait, his next move was going to be Saudi Arabia. That's how the US went and built a military base in the middle of Riyadh.
There is no way they could have allowed that because the US allowed.
But that's where the oil was coming from, the vast majority of the oil supply. So
but anyway, folks, let's transcend, let's digress, let's change the page of the conversation to Liberian politics. Hey Glennie, what's up? Good to have you on the show. Folks, thank you. Let's share the show. We're talking some serious historical facts here. Look, the word is deep.
It's deep what you think, man. That
the thing that you see on the surface in the news and other places. Listen, I know what's going on. I know what's going on. These are not the reality. The realities are played behind closed doors. Players are having conversations behind closed doors. Some of these things are well orchestrated, well planned. You just see the byproduct of them. You just see the byproduct. The scene we have when you watch a movie and we get excited about the movie or whatever it is. These are not scripted. Yeah, these are not reality. They're all scripted, like Monk said. But let's come to Liberia because moving forward on April 12th, 1980, a coup took place in Liberia. And so a coup took place by very young guys. President Samuel Kanyando at the time, probably in his late 20s, early 30s, very, very young people, less education, or less to no education at all, but they had experienced, especially from a military standpoint, General Kulokwa, who I've read about. I had the opportunity to not only interview his wife on here, his wife currently in Minnesota. I was also in Minnesota. I met with her. We sat down. We had some conversations after the interview, some lengthy conversations. She, apart from some of the things we talked about on the show when she was here, we talked about who Kuyokwa was. I got firsthand to understand who General Kuyokwa was, his mindset, because these are critical things. We sat down, to her place in Minnesota at the time. And these things were off the record. I didn't take any kind of notes, and there were no camera or anything like that. What to have a human conversation as to, who Kuyokwa was, because there's a lot of different views. And when she came on the show, hopefully we will reconnect with her to come back on the show so that we can have some of these conversations. And the reason we're laying the basis of this, and I hope some days to speak with former President Samuel Kanyando's wife, Nancy Dole. We're trying to work on seeing how best we can get her on the show as well. So we can get some of these historical facts into perspective. Now that they say like we're talking the other person, talking. And so something that strike me, about the personality of General Kuyokwa, his wife, and this is something that everyone else that interacted with him at the time have corroborated, that he was a nice man. In Liberia, we say that person, a nice person or that good person, it means a lot. It covers a lot. It encompasses a lot. And so my question to you is, Monk, young man who just knew about military, were not educated to that level, maybe at most 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade at that time. Even though at that time, credit to the Liberian educational system at the time, the educational foundation could have been or might have been very solid, But Mark, what say you though? What say you about these young people who never have money, nothing are the kind that we say in Liberia? Bringing war, what say you? Or getting to war, what say you?
Well, that's why we plan to have a special edition on the April 12th day, because it was a day of huge significance in Liberian politics. That was the turning point. That's how we came to the so-called Second Republic after some group of bandy and I call them bushfighters, but it was the same Cold War politics. The people who were inside that knew exactly what was going on. It's the same thing. It's just a repeat of history, It's a repeat. You got major powers fighting for control. At the end of the day, everything comes down to money and control. That's just why it's all about. And smaller countries become the pawns on the chessboard, and the bigger guys like the US now, China, and Russia. It's the same old thing. This idea of recolonization, but doing it in a different fashion, wherein when you are leaning to one country, if you get that interest, you tend to lean towards their geopolitical or economic interest. And when the other people is leaning on the other block, like what you see happening in Mali, you saw what happened in Niger, and you see what happened in Senegal. The goal is to kick out the French. I tell anybody, they are literally trying to take the French stranglehold of West Africa, because the French, they benefit from Africa in so many ways. When I come to energy, I tell people energy is the lifeblood of the economy. Everything runs on power, whether it's oil, whether it's uranium, everything that you need is run on energy, because when you don't have energy, you cannot have an economy. And you will not have Western power if they don't have the economy running. So it's the same old thing.
But Mark, I beg you, let me ask you this question, because this one needs to be in your session. It one needs to be added. Mind you, at this time we had the World War II, the Gulf War, whatever it is, around that time, around the 80s or 70s, going to the 80s and headed into the 90s. Yeah. Did that play any kind of significant to see Liberia as a strategic place, or a strategic position? And mind you, during that time, gold, rubber, and all the different things that were part of the, they were booming.
The war economy, yeah.
The war economy. So what say you to that?
Let me give you a typical example. I never knew the kind for the level of iron ore that Liberia supply, not only to the US, but the rest of the world, until they hit the World Trade Center building. I was listening to a documentary where they brought those French architects from around the world to analyze, because there was a conspiracy saying that the building was bombed with bombs. Because one analyst, he said that the World Trade Center, the architectural structure or the foundation of the World Trade Center building, it was done cross-sectionally with a high-grade iron ore. That was his theory. That the high-grade iron ore came from Liberia. He said airplane is made out of aluminum, and iron ore is tougher, more than 1,000 times tougher than aluminum. So his analysis was they designed the structure in which they used to build the World Trade Center. A single airplane couldn't bring that building down to nothing, to rubble. That was his argument, but people say, it's conspiracy. So Liberia or every African country with resources at the time, look, Steve, can you imagine the Pennsylvania and places like Ohio? When you talk about the Firestone, the contribution, Firestone net worth. They are worth in tens of billions of dollars. They are responsible for thousands and thousands of jobs in America. So when you're getting more of your supply from Liberia, then more definitely Liberia is strategic. Whether it's in, how you think people build all the overpass and all the highways and all these skyscrapers? You need iron ore.
But more up until today, the question that is asked, the tires that we use on our cars, Firestone in almost all states in the United States have their center where they service cars, whether that to do your oil change. Firestone has they have their place, like you said, $1 billion company, right? My thing is, in Ivory Coast, the cocoa and the coffee, they have already benefited from whether from an infrastructure standpoint, economic standpoint, and so forth. How can we miss out?
We miss out because of so many factors contributed. Look, I tell people, I'm not against anything about the US. The US is a great country, but equally so, when you're on the chessboard, you are playing for your economic interests as well. The problem was, our leaders will always blame the Western country. But when you ask the older people who were born during those times, like during the days of trouble, so how is it that you are producing all this raw material, but you never benefited? You cannot show infrastructure-wise, whether it's in terms of roads or, let's just say, buildings, Well, yeah, get the infrastructure in total. Why you never benefited in as much? Okay, somebody will say, okay, because other countries were colonized, so the French people had a strategic interest in Africa. They were pumping money directly. In the case of US, it was just of a handout. So let's say they were still taking more from Liberia, but then at the bargaining table, Liberia wasn't benefiting. So the
Right.
theory was when you got any smarter president that would come to power and try to hold the US and other major world power to account, they will end up taking you out. And one old man that I talked to, he said it was one of the reasons that President Turbo ran into a bricks wall. So I'm like, I'm not going to argue that. I mean, I can read the historical facts about it. I was not born even when Turbo was president. I was born after Turbo was killed. So technically speaking, you got more information on this. You live it, you saw it. But the thing here is, we cannot keep making those same excuses in the 21st century because we are seeing other countries that are changing the rules of the game. They are still beholden to their so-called colonial master, but equally so when they are signing deals now, they are getting their banks for their buck. Why in the case of Liberia, we still keep playing these 1960, 1970 games and we can see nothing? Case in point, Beer Mountain operation is more than $250 million to $300 million per year. The question you will ask yourself, how much is Liberia benefiting from that exchange? Look at the way the people live over there. They live in huts. They live in abject poverty. So you've been giving this excuse from the 60s to the 70s to the 80s. You're telling me 40 years later, you cannot come up with smarter bargaining agreement that will benefit your people? So who are you going to blame again?
So, Monk, are you saying that the Liberia now benefiting from all of those trades and all of those deals back in the days can be attributed to those who negotiated back then on behalf of Liberia?
That's why it's always been.
And so I agree with you to some extent. I agree with you in this context because even nowadays, the representative on here, he said the legislature had to force Beer Mountain.
Just to labor those social
$1 million that they have to pay to our people.
Yes, can you imagine that?
So back then we could have said maybe the people were not educated, were not informed, they couldn't read the deals or whatever it is. The question becomes now, our people can read and write. 66 bogus deals that the government signed on behalf of the Liberian people. My question becomes now, if we can benefit as a nation, something to show for after a couple of years with Beer Mountain and what other people in Asala Minta and other people that over there, if we can benefit, then my question to you now is, who's benefiting? Because the
investors, they are the one that are taking all the raw material and making the most out of it. Steve, the one reason I read more about President Turbo than any president in the history of Liberia, because Turbo was a fascinating figure, right? You can talk about his Cold War politics or that he was trying to align with the Eastern Bloc, whatsoever. The question I keep asking myself, how can a guy who was never educated outside of Liberia, he went to Liberia Cali at the time, or LU, whatever you want to call it at the time, right? How can a guy 44 years ago be so innovative as compared to people that are going to Harvard in this 21st century, wherein you got ideas all over the place? Liberians are more educated. You got PhD people all around the world. You got Harvard-trained economists, and you can extract the surface when it comes to development. For a guy that was never educated outside of Liberia, why is it? How could he have predicted the future 40 years ago and people still cannot get a vision today? How?
More truly speaking, I don't think this is attributed to education or is mutually or is restricted or mutually exclusive to education, though, because the issue of Chile being able to stand up for your people doesn't have to come with education or not. But I believe, in my view, what has happened over the years, I believe what's been going on over the years and over a decade is the fact that we have now had innovational leaders who have the country at heart. For example, whether you like President Charles Taylor or not, can you imagine in 1996, 1997, President Charles Taylor, 1998, was talking about Vision 2020. So that tells you the mindset of the person.
Vision 2030.
Exactly.
Vision 2030.
Sorry, I said 2020. 2030. Can you imagine in the 90s, this man is talking about 2030? So that means people are thinking far ahead of the same thing in the West, and that's one of the things in America and in other Western words. You can say everything about the United States. When America teaches you, it teaches you how to think out of the box. You are thinking ahead. You are proactive. Even when we come on the show, we are not speaking because of us. That's why I always say we are speaking for the next generation to put the country on a path where in the next generation will benefit so that they don't experience some of the things that our parents experience, some of the things that our age groups are experiencing now. So these are things that we're discussing. And so if President Taylor could be thinking about Vision 2030, Vision 2024, whatever it is, my question is this. Why is it we're not thinking about that from an innovative standpoint?
Let me tell you something. Gwen just took something out of my mouth. Last night, I was doing some deep dive, and I went to Indiana State University. They got an archive when it comes to Liberian history. So they have all the papers from Tobor. Can you imagine when the former U.S. Secretary of State, Henry Kissinger, that served on, I think, 5 or 6 U.S. presidents as Secretary of State, right? They say when he was doing his master thesis at the time in Liberia, he used to have conversation with Tobor, and he took most of Tobor's idea. So the question I asked myself, okay, Tobor never came to school in the West. If Kissinger can take some idea from Tobor to read his master's thesis, then it means Tobor was something else. Then he was not an ordinary guy. Maybe he was just born with some gift, with some natural gift. And Gwen just said it. The Ghanaian president Nana Akufo-Addo said the same thing recently, that Singapore, Tobor subscribed to this idea of something called humanistic capitalism. That even though my economy is not big, but I could make my economy bigger, but if I can invest more into the people, if I can come up with policy and platform that will benefit the people, then over time we can grow the economy. Because Tobor realized that you can have all the resources you want, but if your mind is not programmed to develop the resources, you are still in poverty. It's the same thing you see happening in Congo. Congo is the most endowed country on the planet with more than 24 trillion, but they still live in poverty. You ask yourself, how can the richest country on the planet be one of the poorest countries at the same time? Because you never put money into developing the minds of the people. And all the Western countries do. They got better institutions and they make future investment. That's why every time a U.S. president make a statement, he says, we are making a down payment into the future of America. They are always thinking ahead. So I keep asking myself, but then Tobor was just a mad genius. Because if you are never Western educated, if you are this smart, there are great countries around the world can copy your model, then Tobor is not. That's why I think he is the greatest president ever in the history of Liberia. Because I'm yet to see a single president that will scratch the surface of Tobor, even though he didn't last long, like the third man, like 27, 30 years, or the King Hassan, or the Muammar Gaddafi. He was just on the stage for 9 years. But if you could give me those kind of idea within 9 years, think 1 second, Tobor will rule Liberia for 20 to 25 years. Just imagine that.
But Mark, as we make progress into the conversation, because we're still on 1980, and we're going to make progress stretching out to 1990 really quick. 89, 1990, the Red Riot and all of that, and most times when you hear about the Red Riot story, you really think it's the precursor or the prerequisite that laid the grounds down for, the 1990 war and so forth. But here's something very interesting. I spoke to someone who's very acquainted with the Liberian history, part of the Liberian history, and this person said something to me, and most of the older folks here maybe can attest to that they used to drop leaflets, in other words, letters and communications in the streets, in other places, that it would drop overnight, and people find in the street, they walk coming in, they want that one, giving signals and so forth to the government. Now, this President Doe takes over, 1980, screws the election up 1986, and takes the elections away and becomes president was in Liberia by fire by force, infuriated a lot of people, hurt a lot of people, got a lot of people mad. Sometimes even to date, Senator Prince Johnson refers to that as to some of the things that happened in Nimba and other places. Other tribes also gave excuses or justify the reasons for which they got involved with the war, such as our tribes, our people were marginalized as well, and all of that. Fast forward, Charles Taylor comes into play. Charles Taylor comes into play, mysteriously leaving the United States, breaking out of prison or jail, whatever it is. We know we live in the U.S. Yes, people break out of prison, out of jail here. It's not uncommon. Let's be very, very honest. This notion that, nobody can break out of U.S. prison or whatever. No, people can break out of U.S. prison and U.S. jails. We're all humans, have human errors. And sometimes people have connections or whatever it is. But my thing is, President Taylor goes all the way to Liberia, and President Taylor did not actually get hold of Doe. Prince Johnson gets hold of Doe, gets rid of Doe. In fact, using that communication, tango, but let's get to April 6th, right? What brought about the whole April 6th business? Because, I heard another guy from the Crown tribe got killed into that. Roosevelt Johnson got into that mess of that day. It was a serious fight and a serious battle. What brought about the whole April 6th, and why is this whole April 6th important as well into our history? What brought about it, Monk? What do you say?
From my own understanding of April 6th, we had a 6-man council at the time where power was being shared. But one guy within the 6-man council felt that he had more people under control. He was more powerful, even though he was not the chairman or the chairperson of the council, but he wields more power at the time than any other warring faction leader, which was Charles Taylor. And this in tribal politics thing. And the people who at the time on the Roosevelt Johnson side, our people from Green Gita and other places, that was their guy. So it's like one guy trying to assert power because he thought that he was more influential. And matter of fact, he ran and won with the biggest margin ever in recent memory, with the highest percent. I think he won almost 76 to 80% of the overall vote count, and nobody is yet to duplicate that particular performance, which is Charles Taylor. And he wanted to impose his will on the Roosevelt Johnson folks, and Roosevelt Johnson too, that hate people were part of the transitional country, they had power. So it was just more of an ego thing, like who trying to show who got strength and who got power. That's why I thought it was, because at the time Charles Taylor was not even the chairman. He was just a councilman as well as the Roosevelt Johnson and other people, like Alaji Kroma and all of them. So he only used it. It's the same thing about proxy war. You use government force it. They can say government forces, but the government forces were mostly predominantly by people from within the MPF. Yeah? And that just led to calling for the arrest of Roosevelt Johnson. And other people were never going to turn Roosevelt Johnson over to Charles Taylor because they believed he was not the leader at the time, in as much as he was the transitional council or the 6-man council. So it just fell out of control. It's like somebody seeing crazy and stupid move. You make a bad calculation, and at the end of the day, it spill out of control and leads to something worse. That's just what led to the April 6th. You want to go and arrest one guy, and people put up a resistance. At the end of the day, the entire country fall into chaos.
So you are saying Liberian became collateral damages. Liberians became collateral damage or collateral damage only because somebody wanted to exert control and power and say.
That's it. It's all about control and power at the end of the day.
And what did the rest of the council member do though?
What they would do? I tell folks all the time, I say the delay of MPFL, that's what led to other warring factions. But in as much as we have other warring factions, they were the more powerful. How do you think that people are able to use their own currency, the JJ, and maintain it? And we that were in Monrovia were still using the Liberty, which was not even a legal tender at the time, because they had control of all the resources. They were in control of more countries than any warring faction. So they could maintain a particular currency, and their currency were more stronger than us that were living under the Amos Sawyer time at the moment, during that time, that we were using a currency that was not even the original legal tender. People who used to travel out of the country at the time, so when you go places like Ivory Coast or Guinea, they couldn't take the JJ. They were only taking, they couldn't take the Liberty. They were using the JJ, and who had control of the JJ? The Chancellor folks.
So in one small country, you had two or three different currencies that were used simultaneously.
Yeah.
In one side of the country, they're using JJ. In another side, they're using
I was call it Greater Liberia. They were the one in total control. So we were the one using they were using the legal tender, and we were using a currency that was not the legal tender at the time, which was introduced by the Sawyer administration called the Liberty Note.
So you were saying that the whole issue of let all come together, get rid of Doe. When they got rid of Doe, another the common denominator again.
No.
Now they decided to fight among themselves.
Oh yes, that's what it was all about.
So this thing existed a long time ago.
It's not new.
Friend, and let's get rid of one group of people like we see with the Unity Party and the quote unquote Unity Party Alliance. You can't go there and just remove Joey. The problem, let's go rescue Joey. But after the rescue Joey, now everybody wants job.
Well, the same thing happened, Steve. The same thing happened with the Toba administration. You got this so-called progressive. When you're talking, they always have to play the tribal politics. Oh, the Congo people, they were marginalizing. I said, my brother,
It's been 40 years since the death of trouble. You are the native people, you are still worse off on your sin native criminal than what people experience on the trouble-led government. They came out with the excuse that you've been marginalized for so long, ordinary Liberian never have access to good education. I say, okay, but then how do you make the comparison that the same people you claim to be fighting for claim that they were more better off under this so-called dictator and tyrant as compared to the people that you brought to power? You the back of yes, this.
But they were the same people. They were the same people that brought on the 1986 Constitution, though.
Yes,
they already went today.
They were the same native people in power, right?
Exactly.
Can you imagine?
so I mean, you blame one group of people.
Yes.
Or your misfortune, your inability to lead or to govern. But then you get pissed off because all of these guys, all of the so-called progressive, guess what? They were working with Toba too. Some of them Toba sent into school.
He's sent into school. That is why I've been having this notion. Steve, at the end of the day, man, Chairman Yato always tell me that in Chairman Cyrus, when you do your research, all the presidents that really built or developed their country, none of them were that educated. They didn't go to Harvard. How many Harvard graduates you can show in the world that went to their country and kind of revolutionize the way how they did business or improve the standard of living in their country? They were just regular men. Another example, look at a man like Sankara. Sankara was not highly educated, but leadership is a whole different skill. It has nothing to do with education. That's why I listened to Pia. Pia was talking yesterday. Man, you know, we from Harvard, like Pia. They Harvard thing. I know people that driving truck in America that went to Harvard. Those things are outdated. Those things are antiquated. Yes, the institution got a reputation, but at the end of the day, you got to go out. You got to be a true professional. It's just one side of the equation. So I tell people now, you can come with your master or your PhD until you can do something that will convince that you're educated. I don't take this thing at face value anymore because they are worthless. I have seen it repeatedly over and over again that regular men that have less than a bachelor's degree, but just with a good mindset and the vision that develop a country more than your so-called educated in this day and age.
But more, let's digress a little bit to the legislature under President Eli Johnson Sirleaf, which we claim now is a stable, folks. Let's get this clear. We claim now is a stable government because I want no more chatting or no more running around, no more rebel, no more noise. We had a stable government as of 2006. The election happened 2005, 2006. We have an election. Guess what? Bunch of the legislature at the time were the native boys or the native men. In fact, you know what they did? They changed the name or the title or the nomenclature of the House of Senate to House of Elders. Yes. Because in our culture and our tradition, you can't hold elderly people accountable. When they use the phrase disrespect, you can't hold them accountable. However, in reality and in life, regardless of your age, when you misbehave, you are held accountable. That's life. That age thing that it doesn't pass. Remember, we just read to you guys here that the case in Florida with Stanton Witherspoon, the fake degree case. There was a 72-year-old woman who went to the court. She brought her pastor, she brought her nieces and her children there for her to plead with a judge to reduce her sentence because they gave her 10 years. She going to jail. They gave her 10 years. They came there and the pastor said, you know, the woman, a faithful woman, she came to the church, she paid this. The other person said, oh, you know, the woman sick, the woman, like, oh man. She said, the judge told her, listen, this is not a church ground. This is not a religious ground. We hold people accountable of your age. So I'm saying this to say that, and these same guys, you know, yesterday I was reading the dissent on, and maybe Monk will bring it in here before we take a few calls. I was reading their session on here about prayer brand pool. You know,
concerning that withdrawal, right?
Concerning the withdrawal. And now, some of you who don't know Prayer Brand Bull was part of the TRC commissioners. In fact, Prayer Brand Bull was one of the people who sat on the TRC. She sat on the TRC all throughout. Time for them to sign it. She said any dissent. She refused. She was there. She collected the pay. She collected the benefit. She sat on down to sign it. She said she would not sign it. Then why did you say that from the beginning? You should have recused yourself. But it was part of the plan to undermine the TRC document because, quote unquote, they were using politics or whatever it is. But that's not even the case. That's not even the case. In one of Prayer Brand Bull's interview, I think I'll find that interview again and play so you can listen. she exerts, because they have been around. They have been around. They have been around for all the shitty, bad, and evil things that have happened. They have been around and they stay around.
Yep.
They're around. They're older people. But even in their old ages, they refuse to do what is right. They have refused to do what is right. She asserts that President Joseph Boakai was part of the Senate, and he knew about all of the corruption and all of the buying of the legislature in there, the brown envelopes. You know, Councillor Gongo puts it this way, Councillor Tiawan Gongo puts it this way, that President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf legalized brown envelope. She made it legal in the House of Representatives. So when you hear about the 4,000 that they wanted to give to the representative, you get blew the whistle. When you hear about the other 7,000 that should have come, they're not to their business. They're not putting it in brown envelope again now. They're giving it to them in vouchers. Look, this is terrible. This is bad. And you know, sometimes we want to blame the war. We want to blame this. The country people, go check when Ellen took over. Please check the House of Representatives and the Senate. That's so country people cheering over there.
And Steve, quickly, by that time they were making something around, I think, 1,000 during the term of the former president, former President Charles Gangetira. By that time they were making 1,000 US dollar. And mind you, if you go back, I think that was the 51st legislature. Yes, indeed. I think they between 50 to the 51st, but they are working. I think did a lot of work with that 1,000 USD, with the establishment of a lot of government agencies and so on. And today, let's see quickly. Sorry, let's see those of our lawmakers that are making 15,000 and the other 1,000, and let's see what kind of work they're doing.
Yeah, they take break. They take break. They take the BB. I think I'm getting feedback. They take these BB breaks. You know, they go for a long time. They come there. When they come back, they call them back. They get a certain fee for calling them back. But they're not a regular pay. When they want to pass any kind of funny thing, they get a small money behind closed door again. Look, this is what we have. And let me say something, and Mark will get to that article here. President Boo, from what we are told, also was signatory to the 1986 Constitution as well. She's been around. And not just anybody. She understands what's going on in the country. These people, look, you know, older people are supposed to do what is right for the next generation. That's what older people are supposed to do. They're supposed to be an example to the next generation, people that people can look up. Look, even if you do anything good your whole life, but when you are old, you're supposed to rectify the mistakes you made. You're supposed to be somebody of truth saying. You're supposed to be somebody who stands for what is right. Even in your old age, you're refusing to do what is right. I mean, I'm baffled by these people. And when you want to hold them accountable, say the person that old man, you call it old man, you disrespect the other person, you disrespect the other person. We can't live to shield people. Oh, traditionally, we can't do this. Traditionally, we can't do that. But at the same traditionally that people are using to eat the future of the nation.
Yep.
It's troubling. It's disturbing. It's very concerning when you want to hold them accountable to say, no, you can't hold them accountable, that old man. So old people can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Old people can do no wrong in our culture and our society. But are the same old people that are doing all the wrong to hurt the future, to hurt the present. And when you check the path, all of them, look, including Joseph Boakai. Let me tell you something. We told you this thing during the election. All of these people, if you go back into the history of Liberia, that's why I see all of them crying on Facebook, and the papel there and the papel that. Let me say this one thing, and maybe Monk will read that particular part. Let me say this one thing. Anybody who supported Joseph Boakai during the election, you did not support Joseph Boakai for job. You please leave us. You told you wanted to rescue this country. You came together with one goal to remove George Weah. That was your only agenda. We told you, it cannot be about removing George Weah. The scene where how it should have never been 2017 about just removing Unity Party. It should have been about having options. You said no. You will go bring job here. You brought job here. Fast forward today, we are here. You say you wanted to rescue the country. You are not rescue the country. You please go sit down. Let Joseph Boakai run the country the way he wants to run it. Joseph Boakai is experienced. Joseph Boakai is knowledgeable. Joseph Boakai not owe anybody any job. Joseph Boakai not owe anybody any job. Anybody who brings a paper that they Joseph Boakai's son, that he will give them job, will advocate for Joseph Boakai to give you job because that one is binding. Apart from that, all of you who were on the rescue train, all of you who were part of the rescue this, the rescue that, causing people, fighting us, saying all kind of derogatory things. Please, you start disturbing us. You start
So quickly, let me just give you some of the information. In fact, I will be hearing that the rescuers, right? I think they are called the rescuers during the campaign time. That in fact they are having some secret meetings. That in fact they are planning protest or those sooner hairs, those strong studios, as you may call them, that were at the forefront. Yes, so they are planning a protest, and in fact they are having meetings though, back-to-back meetings. That in fact they have been denied job because they were promised, according to them, that they were promised the local positions, but right now they are not seeing maybe any light, or they're not seeing themselves going through. So quickly, I hear you people mentioning about William Aratobot, and if you look at the live and that of what William Aratobot been doing, to that of because mind you though, William Aratobot also served as vice president to the late William V.S. Todman. Yes, thank you. So we expect this president of ours to look. Let me be frank, Sekou and other Brazilian monk. There are some things that you don't know, but when you are honor someone and this person is on top, you will know the mistakes, you will know the good and the bad thing that they are doing. So by the time you get there, you will know all of the things. You say no. When
And he
this
was a
person was
lawmaker
on,
too. Not only a
good,
president, Tobo was a lawmaker.
good. So for me, 100% I back Steve. The what Steve was saying, we expect this president to do better. There's no excuse. So that yesterday we
Milborn,
Mm.
you know, the Zuno had the rescuers there, they have all the meeting they want to have. We want to say to them on the show, we want to thank them. You know, even though we did not support them in the quest, but we want to thank them for the sacrifices they made for the nation to rescue the nation. They have rescued the nation. They did a good job. Some of them, they put a face on the rescue team, and they will be in history. If the rescue make it, they not make it. Either way, they made history. They brought the government to power. Some of them can boast today their achievement in their life. They can boast to their children, their grandchildren, that they removed John Weah from power and brought Boakai. We don't get a problem with that. What is not guaranteed for us to get a job? No. Joseph Boakai don't owe nobody a job. If that is one thing I will agree with Joseph Boakai on, I will agree with Joseph Boakai on it today. President Boakai does not owe you job. Y'all leave this old man alone. President Boakai is not ungrateful. President Boakai is not a mean old man. President Boakai is wise. President Boakai hit the ground running. President Boakai is experienced. President Boakai know how to solve the country problem. President Boakai understand what it takes. And President Boakai is an indigenous man. So President Boakai, you're leaving alone. We gave President Boakai 6 years. Let me tell you something. Y'all will explain tired. Y'all will cry tired. We're not listening to y'all. Y'all will not come in the government. Some of you, y'all will not come in the government. And most of you will not come in the government. I'm calling on President Joseph Yuma Boakai as a supporter of you, President Joseph Yuma Boakai. I'm calling on the Minister of State. I am calling on all cabinet members. Y'all don't pay attention to any one of those things in the board and talking. If they misbehave, the only thing that their President Joseph Yuma Boakai advisor, legal advisor, went and put a vote in more, and at the same time we talk. Bushu Ben Keita shouldn't have come in public and said Anybody can cost the president and nothing will be done to you and all the extra things. And that the only plane made that mistake. He should allow the court to do what they wanted to do. But since he opened the Pandora box, President Joseph Boaga, we are with you, Papi. Let me tell you today, we are with you. No boss who looking for a job, who won't leave their job there in a place here, who won't leave their family there here, who won't leave their Togo. We now agree with them. Don't get a job. They work to rescue the nation. The common enemy that how you a job we are. The common enemy is not there anymore. So because the common enemy is not there now, the job is over with. And we want to tell them thank you. Even if you want certificate, we can talk to the president, you can print certificate and get all of your certificate. We can mail it to y'all, we can send it to y'all, we can do whatever we want to do. But to say we get your job, I want to ask him. We're not getting your job. Anything you want to do, you're doing. And you have to street to protest, fire truck, I mean, the hot water truck will be there. Yep.
You know, I said something this show some time back. I said when it comes to election in Liberia and when it comes to making critical decisions for my country, I will subscribe to be a loser once I know what I'm losing for, as compared to the people who keep winning and they cannot tell us what they are winning. You see, I'm not going to blame the old man. The people who plan your protest is there on arrival, because as far as I'm concerned, the people that were well positioned to be given job, I think Boaga will give them job. That's why we keep telling you the future of Liberia cannot be about government job, but yet you think it's a tit for tat. You want to play the games with the country future, and if you are not prepared, if you're struggling, you don't have credentials, you don't have a working experience. Like the people that are on the rescue train, they all get job. Mandela Kopa get job. Miapa Gono get job. Jeremiah Link, Eric, all of them got job. But you are not that important to the rescue mission. And we know the people that are not important to any other political campaign, you are the overwhelming majority of the people. That is why the elections cannot be.
Very important. We print certificate with a picture on the wall. We print certificate, we put a picture on it, they hang it in the wall. They're very important. They will hang it in their homes, and it will be written on it, achievement for supporting the removal of President Weah. And we'll put a rescue. Simple. You want any title you want to put it for, you will put it. You want to put rescue causing. You want to put rescue fighting people, rescue power people. We'll get you any title you want. We got plenty of certificate at the executive marshal. We'll have a program where we certificate you. Just buy a ticket you can. We'll certificate you and we move on. But we're not giving you no job. Pazawe Mongo, you need to sit at one place. We're not giving you a job. You. We're not giving you a job. We are not giving your job, just so you know. You can call your students to come and cost our president. They can disrespect our president. We're not giving your job. Anything you want to do, you're doing. We are not giving you no job. We're not giving your job. We're not giving your job. We say we'll give you a certificate of achievement for being part of the rescue team. Certificate of association with the rescue team. We so give your job.
But I think I don't understand about the people who crying about the job. You came to rescue the country. That's why you told us. And the country has been rescued. So why are you crying? You fulfill your mission. Your mission was accomplished. You won the election. Why you want to complain? Yeah,
we're not giving you a job. We're not giving you a job. You want to use government job to pay your building in America. We're not giving you a job. Some of you on the ground down there that were leaving y'all betray other people there. Y'all fight with other people. Y'all disrespect other people. We're not giving you a job too. We're not giving you no job. We're not giving you no job. We're saying it again. We will never get your job because this was never about job. This was all about let's go rescue the country. We have rescued the country. Congratulations. And I'm saying to President Joseph Boaga, now get the names of all the people who have the rescue team, those who contributed. Even you want to write the amount you contributed on your certificate with your picture, they will put your picture right in the middle of it. They will put your name.
Steve, the same scenario you are giving, right? It's one of the many reasons I say living in this country and knowing what I know. That is why I don't put too much stake into your so-called traditional education these days. I don't like to sound like a anti-academic or how they call it, a crusader. But I tell folks, until you can give me a reason to justify your degree before I can give you respect. Look, Steve, you got people who live in this country, that live in this Western world, that know the challenges that in Liberia, that know how far Liberia is ranked in terms of social economic development. When you hear them speaking just because they want job, you won't believe that they got even sat in a classroom.
Yeah.
So how do you expect kids back there to behave? How do you expect them to make better decisions? You live in this Western world. You see your structure. You see your system. You know why it takes them. You know the office and responsibility of a chief executive. You go to Liberia with your double master just because you think you can get a job. The question is, how many jobs that are available in government compared to the overall population that will keep making decisions for the future of Liberia just based on job? How many will all get job at the end of the day? If we want to make a decision about job.
Melbourne, I don't know if you can take a few calls. I know part of the rescue member who now want job, we got our own association. As they are having meeting, we having meeting too. Any attempt to
we are putting our protest here. We will destroy our protest.
Any protest you bring, the government will say that y'all will spin tire. No evidence that says here. No evidence. We not sign no paper with y'all. Y'all join the rescue team. Some of your force y'all on the rescue team. In fact, that force y'all on the team. When I call you there, y'all decide to come here. We accommodated you on the rescue team. And say we accommodated you on the rescue team and see where we treat you. So guess what? You're not getting no job. We're not on job waiting at what Joseph Boga take trouble. Joseph Boga take trouble. The president take trouble. In fact, let Joseph Boga dress nicely tomorrow and chill in the community. He not for nobody no job. The president, I wear my paper, man. That me also be on that team. I wear my paper. I will speak. I wear the paper. I say, I wear the paper. I'm working with the paper. So can be also intimidate. That you also give pressure. That you also give pressure. Fire the how other job waiting for you. Y'all go up on that protest. Y'all go be having meeting. We say I'm gonna have meeting. You have meeting. When you're at someone, you know what do? We battle full of bread and we'll give it to you. What are you doing? You go. That was explain time. No evidence. Y'all go now. Your teacher was stupid. Y'all go up on that protest. Without that problem, we'll work on protest because our government will open to protest. In fact, we are protest friendly. Citizen get your rest. Uber will get your bread and tea. Yeah, citizen get your bread.
We're getting mine of a boiled egg.
We're getting mine of a boiled egg and bread. We'll eat. Your teacher will never do it. We'll get your money. We'll get your money.
Let you from our people, man. Let you from our people.
Ain't you say what they got? We told y'all. You say y'all. Ain't y'all yet question? Oh, that could pay y'all. Could did this. The other person did it. No, we are here now. We are here. We are right here. The people wanted to be, and we told Joseph Boga most of you will turn off on him. It's just that sometimes my papa doing get listen to all. Yeah. Even though he been white no more now, just you can listen to what I only concern we get with him. But our papa now, Joseph Boga, our president, our papa. We have no problem with our president. In fact, we love how the trajectory the country is going in. We love it. In fact, the UN rate increasing, the no electricity or whatever it is, we love it. We agree. That 3 months you would take for everything to be fixed. That 3 months, that 6 years. We got challenges.
Someone said the party chairman, they protested and finally he got a job. So a lot of people are going to protest.
But the party chairman, listen, we met challenges. I know. We met challenges. It will not take 6 months. We met challenges, folks. We met, all ministries are dilapidated. Let me be speaking people both to you now. All ministries are destroyed. The economy is not set. Nothing. No boss looted the country, and that's where we are today. So it will not take. No. The situation in Liberia will take about 12 to 18 years. So if you want to, we're here for the first 6 years. You sit down. When you mean sit down here, you sit down. Okay, your job. Get who job? We're not giving your job. You're not doing nothing. You're going to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court called the government will send our lawyer, then push you back and other people will come and defend all that. You go to the Supreme Court.
So I went for some press conference today, and the So quickly, a lawmaker said that for TVET, that is the Technical or Vocational Training Center, we say right there to red light, and yes, that is the VDCC, yes. According to the lawmaker, he said that the government in the budget placed something around 4,000 USD there for the budget for TVET, that is the vocational training for young people. Then also in the budget, the lawmaker said for entertainment, for food, the government placed for the 2,000 USD just for food. So the lawmaker was asking today as to how So food and learning trade, which one I think will be better for the people?
Food.
Okay,
Food.
food.
We want food. We want food.
All right. All right. So let me get the brand tate. You might be interested. Brand tate, good evening. Yeah, go ahead.
Mama, you not go to the you won't get here, you ba. Yeah, ba. 1 year, I want people to rescue me there. 1 year there. Nobody I beg you, ba. If you can go to the fast station.
All right. All right. So just hold on, brand tate. Let me just do some. Let me be talking. Let me go back to another side.
Yeah, chief.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
folks, let me tell you today. Let me tell you today. This thing must stop. This thing must stop. This thing, it will stop here. On a train will stop everything. It may you value the train. It may you value the train. We support Joseph Boaga. Even Joseph Boaga put $100 in the Sunday for education. We support him and he can put 20,000 for entertainment. We'll go and chill and jolly. And I want whatever.
Steve, you know the one good thing about SKTV, at least we are being heard everywhere in the country. Every stupid protest that people will come up and think that they can use to their advantage, we will be poking hole in those protests. We will kill them on this platform, because I'm not against protest, but we know crazy and stupid protests that don't make sense, that are done for political reasons. So if you planning your protest out there, if your protest does not make sense, and you think you want to vent your anger and frustration against something that you brought upon us, we will poke hole in those protests and we'll be the anti-crusader of those protests. So we're going at 6 years.
Mom, I agree with you 100%. Even add up to that, to add up to what you have said, not only that I agree with you, I want to say on the show emphatically and categorically, we will resist. Oh, look, in the good thing when you're playing your protest, you can be announcing it. And we got, look.
I want to make the job easier.
Oh, exactly. So all the protest you can be playing, even you're playing in the bathroom, we'll come talking on the show. We'll discuss the protest on the show. If that job protest, we not want it. If that political relevant protest, we not want it. We not want it. Y'all lead it, papi. Y'all lead it. If I said to tell us something wrong with all Liberian people, you say the man are old man, but you go vote for him. Then you say the man acting slow. You know, old man and acting slow in his incident. You know they can work together in his incident. They agree in his incident. You know from before that you were old man that you were going to act slow. You don't know that, but now you want to let you up. Any attempt for you to insult our papi on Facebook will read my Zaga brother delete your video then. Your cousin papi. You know why we do that? You know why we do that? I'm not talking about those who are genuine. I'm not talking about those who are having a genuine concern. There's some people who got genuine concern. Yeke Koluba has a genuine concern to hold the government accountable, even though he supported it. Yeke Koluba don't want a job. You're who job seeking. You're who want your government, your government to come to power so they can be sending your money. You'll be saying that you're talking fully now on Facebook. Now you're who on. Now you're who on. Your people don't want to go anywhere. We agree with our papi, that our papi will let, we support our papi. And for me, y'all can call me Boaga Fanatics. I support Boaga. Thank God say from Lofa. I support Boaga. 100% I support JNB. I will call my United Party friend and let them send me JNB t-shirt. I refuse JNB share before the election. I refuse JNB share. Couple of adversaries from JNB then can't hear to me with all. I refuse to wear JNB share. I get a video yet. I refuse to even identify with a scarf or whatever because I'm not a two-faced person. But because you're saying like that now, the thing I want to do, I'll be wearing JNB share on the show. And I will push JNB message. And you wanted that why you wanted? You will enjoy what you wanted. You will enjoy it. And we'll all say that here, the papi will enjoy the 6 months, the 6 years. Any attempt, it will not be easy.
Well, if they follow the show yesterday, it was the very same case the information minister was making. That this thing was all about job, that the previous Unity Party under Madam Salif, that what he tried to say and then he tried to walk it back, I caught him like right hand, like, dude, this not it. He emphatically stated that they are here for 6 years. How negotiations are not done in heaven, they are done on planet Earth. That Madam Salif came with professional. She came to govern. In the case of Boaga, they came to give paybacks for people that supported the rescue train. That's just what he meant. And so if you were left off the rescue train, why you want to complain? The people that were supposed to benefit from the rescue train, they are the one benefiting. Nyobli Kanga is a pro temp. That had always been a kid. She got her job, right? They how they call it said, and all the other people, whether it's the Ami Moda, whether it's the Eugene Fagon that was here, even though he was telling her to shut up when they were killing auditors, but he's your LBS managing director. That's so the people that were on the rescue train that should have gotten a job, they got job already. You the in Liberian parlance, they can say people plan to. Who cares about you? Your protest is not going anywhere. Your protest is dead on arrival. It's dead. Forget it. The people that should have gotten job or that were expected to get job, they got their job already. Mandela Cup a senior political advisor. So you can Miape Gono, superintendent for Nima County, second largest county in the country. So if your protest is not, Steve said it right, if it's not for a genuine cause, we will poke hole in your protest and they will die a natural death.
But Akara Gray started acting bouncing around here making
Hey,
law.
Akara Gray will cry for justice. When you start knowing about justice, dude?
And we told them they were negotiating. And they switch a day. They come and switch a day again. Will be postponed the protest and they say, y'all were split tire, no evidence. Y'all were split tire. Look, this time, we already know that you're the inconsistent people, that you're passing around bouncing, you're bouncing. You're not know what you want. All the thing we told you, and you're seeing it today. Oh, so because the thing we told you now, you're not realizing, and so everybody might join you and fall in line with you again. That's why you want. You're carrying that thing to the crazy camp. It will not work with us. It will not work with us. We agree with Joseph Boakai. We certify we have Joseph Boakai is leading the country. It's sweet for all Liberians. It's very, very sweet. Y'all lead it, papi. Y'all leave the old man alone. Y'all leave the old man alone. Y'all leave the old man. We told y'all. Y'all say that the rescue y'all want, and Baka is the best, and Baka is not there. Baka is not there. Today, here we are. We don't care exactly to the thing what we say. And because of that, we will support the old man. Yeah, it may have you do anything you want to. And your protest, if you can't protest, we'll get up. Look, we not buy BB peanut butter stuff then. You know the BB peanut butter jar we not buy for protest stuff. We buy, we not stop packing. That money what they gave. That plenty of money what they gave for entertainment. Peanut butter them, we buy the BB full of bread and we get it. So you say, and we bought egg. The egg, then we bought the egg, then we put it down. Finish boiling, we save them in the fridge. So you want protest, we just bring it, we give it to your water, you're finish eating your go. Yeah, we'll work on your protest. We'll work with you doing the protest. We'll work with you. How long you can do protest for? How long? How long you can do protest for? You're not serious people. That means you can waste my time with you. That means you waste my time with you and make myself look ugly in the time. I didn't make myself look ugly in the time. I'm working with a person who elected. He was democratically elected.
Yeah.
We work with him.
Yeah, I remember doing the same thing. The president was elected. You can say anything. I like, who told you that just because
you 12 years or 18 years they get to run around.
24-year loading. Somebody, can you imagine a man like Obe say he had planned to make Georgia our dictator that we should suspend the constitution so he could rule for 24 years? I was like, are you serious? Or there's the idea you wanted. And yeah, it's a man that got double masters in military science. I don't know whatsoever course or discipline. That was his proposal that we should be a dictator.
Benevolent dictator. Well, like I said,
benevolent dictator.
We're working with them.
Like Porky coming.
We're working with all of you guys. We're working with all of you guys. We ensure that the country is taken care of. Anything the president put in the budget, I hope the lawmaker then will approve it. 92% of the budget is going, almost 93% is going to was expenditure. That means the president got to put something in the packet, the lawmaker them, our government officials, they got to be looking good, they got to be looking sexy, the women then, they got to be looking fine, and fly the right BB car. Y'all go sell to the green. Your children might not be in school. And your children will not be in school. Y'all can't do nothing. Why you let us now? Nothing happened. What y'all do? Why y'all let us? Y'all can't do nothing about it. Y'all will cry. No evidence. Talk tire. Y'all will sell potato green again. Y'all will make fun. In fact, y'all not even get material to make fun. Y'all will hustle again. Y'all will go borrow from the Lebanese people. The Lebanese people can. Your horses, the one you put in collateral, they will take the horse from you because the government will not give you anything for you to put in farming or not. That's what government, what you will do? Any other man whatever says, yeah? Anybody ever says yeah? I want to time whoever says
Yeah,
yeah.
but the information minister said we should judge them after 6 years.
After
So
6
technically,
years,
it's 6 years.
after 6 years, you're
That's what you voted for. That's what you get. You know, there is this standard cliche in politics. I mean, it's part of the hallmark of democracy that elections do have consequences. You make your decision, you live by the consequence of the decision. You voted for 6 years. Why you want to cry foul? No, we there. We on board. We on the rescue train. I mean, we agreed. We agreed for 6 years, and the old man was given 6 years. He must enjoy his 6 years. That's it.
He must enjoy it. He must enjoy it. 6 years. They're just starting. We even going 3 more years, you're bouncing. 3 more will not go there. You're bouncing. You're bouncing. You're crying already. You're having meeting or have protest.
You look at our government that the party leader, he led a protest just because they never gave him the job at the Freeport, because for him, the Freeport job is so lucrative that he wanted it, that the president never gave him the managing director job at the Freeport, and he led a protest at the home of the president. I was like, wow, I've never seen this before. I said, but anyway, that's the rescue train. Now they are in control, so nothing strange here.
But man, I support my chairman, man. The biggest chairman ever. I support him. Chairman Luther Tappet. I support the chairman. Anything the rescue team bring, we agree. I support them. Anything they do, we agree. You will not agree that your business, you go hawk the transformer. You will not get a job, you go hawk the transformer. You're going to do nothing. That's 6 years. 6 years. 6 years, that's small thing. 6 years, you can born the baby can walk, you can talk, the baby can even go to school. So that says, yeah, you better start worrying about born baby. You better make baby. You better go to the farm, you better return to the soil. And the president will feed the war. You better start working now. You better start going to the soil. All your old chapia there and qualities and hooks that you put down, think that you're going to get government job and go sit down on air condition. You ain't saying that on nothing. You ain't saying that on nothing. All that thing you're jumping in the ring, and some of you got malaria from there, you're making noise, and you're doing it on Facebook, you were cursing people, you were fighting. Some of you call us speech for all today. Keep your speech, yeah? We don't want it again. Keep your speech. The day you reach out to me in my inbox, I will block you. Because we are on a train now. We don't want on a train now. All of you who call us speech during the election, the day you ever read me by, just say, hey, I will block you that day. You call my phone, I will block your number. Because we are on a train and I'm not listening to you. And I want no time to campaign for the president. You will learn. You will understand. You don't understand the timing now. Folks, if you are in the US and you want to make your contribution while Melbourne sets up.
I was just about to say, let's start taking some calls from the diaspora.
Yeah.
While Melbourne
You
keeps setting up.
can feel free to call me. I don't think Sekou what they call the number here to me, but you can feel free to call me. Please feel free, call me. We'll go from there. Yo, no, I'm not growing up migrant. I'm picking. I labor. I'm not people here. Until the rescue train can make it after 6 years before I unblock them. I challenge you. You're watching most of you. Send me inbox message and say, hey, brother, we're not on our brother thing. Or you my boy. I'm not your boy. After our 6 years, when we reevaluate and decide you won't vote back, then I'll be your brother. I won't block you. Decide that I'm not blocking you.
You know, Steve, it's the same thing that been happening. You see, this kind of move, they are not just something that been happening overnight. It's part of the history. It's the same way that people be voting on travel lands in Liberia. I used to ask folks, I said, let's go back, dating back to Do. The people that have been voting on travel land, can you specifically show me as to some of the potential benefit? Other than few people getting job, I'm not talking about individuals getting job or that within the president's inner circle. What are some of the potential benefit that your county got? Let's take, for example, Samuel Doe. What you can show me in Grange there to say this is what Grange there benefited or people from the Crown ethnic group benefited because Doe were president, other than few individuals.
Samuel Doe Bay one horse in Tucson.
Yeah.
The one nice horse. The horse now, what I'm told, is dilapidated, grass growing in the horse.
Not only grass, the profile in the swimming pools there, even can hear Bumabri Swamp. Like that, I mean, the whole grass. I mean, take for example, in the southeastern region has always because road connectivity always been one of the poorest regions in the country. And look at how the Southeasterners vote. Why can Southeasterners, why they show over the past 6 years that you benefited from we are president in the entire Southeast? The World Bank report came out and said you got poorer than 6 years before his administration. But yet, If election was held today again, and somebody will come from the southeast, they will vote exactly in that same party. Man, like bro, it's a sick place, man. It's
My dear, me, like I told him, I support the will of the people, that democracy. I support the will of the people. Even the people in my country. Emperor Johnson be one university, and he rescued you to be one university to get what he did. And he charged all of you to go to the university. He used government money to pay the university. Then he charged you. Then he charged you. Another one is going to sit down. Hold on. Newborn getting ready. He sent me some kind of message. And folks are there. That there. Oh. My people are there. You let's support the paper. I'm begging you. You're not listening to the opposition. You let's support the paper. You're not listening to the people there who looking for a job, and we're not getting no job in our government. We're not getting no job in our government. We're not getting a job in our government. We're not getting a job in our government. Just say that there. We're not getting a job in our government. Our government, yeah. Our government, yeah. Anybody want to get there, that's fine. After 6 years, you will come down. And as citizen they calling now. And citizen they calling, they ain't call you. Let's see yourself. Let's see yourself. They ain't call you. And when you're in power, you're making low there to say, nobody will ever come and come to power. Eh? Okay, I think Melbourne coming on. Loving, we support our papi, man. All of you who here, all looking for joy, you're confused. We not care about you. We not worry. We care about the nation. We have already rescued the nation. The nation has been rescued. Thank God. And thanks to all of you, the rescue people. We appreciate you. You did tremendously well. And your work. Thank God my boy Melbourne. Thank God my boy Melbourne has said, yeah. Melbourne, I beg you, I get our people there on, yeah. So we yeah, for that our people. I don't want to look for a job. They want to look for a job, as we'll be worried about.
So the number to call is 0778 against 0778 339682. That's the number to call. Please call in to be part of the show right here on Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of life. Yeah, so again, 0778 339682. That's the number to call. Call in to be part of the show right here on Truth FM 96.1 on the SKTV. And we are here bringing you all of the issues that are concerning Mama Liberia. So let me go to the line and pick my first caller. Hello, today's caller. Good evening. Okay, good, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for speaking. Yes, yeah, I read about him. Told the people that the party mean nothing to the country. He got nothing to show to the country. And the people to vote there, and so we guys was here, so we have to wait. Nobody should put there. I support them 100%. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nobody should protest. Today's caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, my brother. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
Well, I'm George Willis, resident of Brownville. Well, I'm calling you from Mandili, Kakata.
Good. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, my brother, I agree with you guys on the show. I think the primary objective of the people voting the rescue team was to be rescued. That's what they say, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everything is easy. You're not forced to get job. Things are not hard like before. Hello?
Yeah. We're getting you. Go ahead, Chief.
Things are not difficult like before. Money wasting all around the place. Even if you don't work, you can. The moment you know friends and all of people in the community, you ask them, they will share with you. You're not forced to work. The idea was to be rescued, and you are being rescued. We all feeling the positive impact of the rescue team. Why are they following the paper? It's very unfortunate. Let the old man let us enjoy this 6 years in peace. Things have like before I went on the market today, thing prices have been reduced. The price of gas. The gasoline now where I am is sold for 500 LD.
Hey man, stop that, please. We're not allowing you.
The bond ought to be derogatory.
1.15 each.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chief. Yeah, please don't. To Brontate, good evening.
Yeah, we even neighbor and we even to the guys in the US.
Yes, boss.
You know, I was speaking and you're adjusting yourself.
Yes.
You know, first of all, I want to agree with the two gentlemen that in our support will rescue people that want to have protest. The first thing is your objective is to take we are from the Liberian people, but you are done it. You achieve your results. So you don't have to be struggling right now. Water is a surgical doctor. If it's a surgical room, you try to see how best to reset Liberia. Nobody will embarrass me. That's number one. The second thing I want to speak to is that if someone was well intentioned, if you go to the southeast today, Redtown, Inquilable, no farm project that is carrying on today, young people are benefiting from no project. People harvesting farm and then they selling it. I mean, selling themselves to school. That visionary leader, even in the Buddha era, he signed them. You see? So when you see any leader who projects far ahead of the time he or she was taking power, and we have to be intentional in this country. See the water he took from Iran or Tagata era there to take it all the way to Gaza. That visionary leadership. You see? So anytime when the leader is in power, and what you were saying about 2030, that was 2024.
Yeah, Vision 2024.
Vision 2024, I attended a conference at the University Conference Center. So people from all over prepared those documents. You know, and there are people who are implementing the way some of them were brutal and all those kind of things, and how the people reacted. But when you win, you have to open your heart and share your heart to the major political leader who will be able to have control over their people so that we can have peace in the nation. So I want to thank them so much. You know, we have to work with the women, whether you voted the man, you not voted the man, work with him for the next year so we can achieve what we're supposed to achieve.
All right.
If what I not achieve, and next year, it means your whole life is waste. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Chief Brontate, Prime Minister of Liberia. To this caller, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
This is the rescue. First of all, I'm Maurice Massacre, calling from Borough District 17. The rescue team that we've been wishing for, this is the real rescue team that we get.
Oh.
They have turned from tree and have turned from tree to plane.
Many.
So now we fly. The rescue team, they're not running on the surface of the soil on the ground. We are in the surface of the air. So now this is a rescue plane. There is no rescue train. Today, as my brother said, gasoline has got to 4 to 500, some places 450, some places 400. Government has come down to 1,350. And the 4,200 employees that was employed and the rescue plane have decided to downsize and rest on it.
The 40,000 plus, they're talking about regular rising, they are starters.
Yeah, they have
in 3 months' time.
8,000 to 8. They have 8,000 to 8. So everything will be better. We will get there. So in there, there's no demonstration, there's no protest, nothing like that. We will have to bear it until after 2028, 2029, then we can get another rescue ship.
All right. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
Yes, good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, man. How you doing? What's your name and from where you join us?
This is Master, the vision impaired woman, the same woman.
Oh, Master Joe. How you doing, mama?
I give God the glory. I'm a vision impaired woman. I come from District 10. Thank you plenty this evening after SK and his friend, and thank you for the show tonight. What I want to tell Liberian is John. So the all over the 800 some 1,000 human beings that go for them for Joseph Bakara didn't want to come and give a job. You try to do something and stay by the man so long he won the election. Don't look for what he's supposed to do to develop the country. The road business, I think it's important where everywhere God goes to market, I think he can play 12 working. They operated, they check in so much, check in so much. Like when everybody come in, what will pay you with? They officially pay people that voted to.
Someone said for the 2000, someone said for the 2000 go for food or maybe entertainment or so on. While 4,000 USD go for.
No, mama, mama want. No.
You buy the newspaper, you buy the paper, you rent for them, you buy the car for them, you get gas. Why they can buy their own car to use?
Seriously, one minister's salary per month more than even the TV budget. That's just so frustrating. So that's what I'm doing.
No more.
Yeah.
Oh, you move the lady. I wanted to say something to her, but I'll say it later.
Yeah. Go ahead, call her. Yeah, Steve will join you later. Please hold on. Yeah, go ahead, call her.
Okay. So what they put discussing on the radio is that a plan for those that voted for Bwana or those that contributed for a success today that everyone wants job. That propaganda.
Why you say it's not a plan? Hello, Chief. Hello. There are information coming to us that 7 out of the in fact those rescuers that have been campaigning during the elections that they are in serious meeting that in fact they haven't been given opportunity to serve and they are planning protests. You say that propaganda? No, hello. I want you to be fair now because mind you, the first ever protest under the government was here by who? The same rescuers and at the home of the president, right? All right, go ahead. No, go ahead, Chief.
Okay, this is the government. Those that voted for Bwana, those that campaign from place to Bwana, they knew that all of them can go into government. Most of them they are professionals. Some that doing businesses on their own, that continue on their own. So if anyone here on that propaganda that people stating that they want to protest because they're not getting jobs, it's false. Okay? Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I think when you say, oh, maybe some people got to go to the private sector, then I will agree with you. But to say that they are not planning protests, then I mean, maybe you're not doing it justice. To this caller, good evening. Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
Thank you so kindly. This is Pascal Davis. Let me say thanks to your team. Let me say this. When people say propaganda, I don't know. We're not making up. It's not myth. Even the party chairman, before being appointed as co-chair of the NPA, wasn't there a protest at the home of the president? The party chairman of the Unity Party. They didn't protest?
No, they mentioned a propaganda. I want a propaganda, my brother.
I mean, why people always misuse voice? Why some Liberian, you just take the phone, is that why you got propaganda? The other day you had the guy from Apple, Musa Kane. Sorry if I'm mistaking his name. He said they have not been fighting as per the agreement with Mr. Bwaka. There's still a situation that Mr. Bwaka has not handled for the camp for Apple. It's also the propaganda. Is that what the brother is telling on the show? Why are people so blind to the extent that even things are pending, they don't say it? This was news that you guys called yesterday. When we were saying that we're supporting Georgia, now on the basis of $5 or $10 or scratch car, you're all on needs. Today, you say that propaganda. When your party chairman, all of parties, campaign, in fact, they protested just after 1 month when President Bwaka was inaugurated. And you come on the radio, you will attack good people with character that are running propaganda on the radio. What is propaganda in the first place? It is sad for our country. But we in this mess before I think we are there for 6 or 12 years. Thank you kindly for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. I think we are there for 6 or 12 years. We take a few more calls and cross over to our team. To this caller, good evening. Yeah, my brother, go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
I want to thank you guys for the show, but I'd just like to ask one question, Mabel. Can you name one Liberian that we would make president that people will now protest and struggle for jobs? You know that Liberian on planet Earth yet?
If you want to ask me from my own view, I will tell you that I think we need a robust leader. For me, if you ask me right now from my view,
I ask you a specific question. Can you name one of our politician in Liberia, whether you're bro or that you will make president. And then in first year or maybe 2 or I don't know how long, that Liberian will not struggle, campaign and complain of. I want to know that Liberian name.
Pro protest. Now go ahead, go to your point.
Thank you, Mabon. You answered the question. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, thank you so much. So today's caller, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
My name is Chris Marla, calling from Mambazikawa. You know, I'm disappointed in situation. You can compensate your government with 2 more government, then you have getting for job or waste money should flow. Poor Liberia, you know, clearly. So how you expect the government will just take over in 2 months time, everything will be super in the government.
So do you know the definition of the word rescue?
So when they take the rescue, then the person will just take over, then everything should be fine. 2 more, get 2 more, just go in the government, then you compare the 6-year government with 2 more government. How you go compare it with that? And if 1 year past, then you not see the rescue team, then you definitely get I feel the thing that brought people, you tell the people is that. What the matter is in the rescue, wait for the man in 1 year period. But I'm really disappointed in
So that go to the information coming up about some rescuer planning protest.
They are not real rescuers.
Easy.
I'm rescue. So I will know, man, because community pressure or environment pressure will make me to join on the street to go and give my political party. Some of them, they are not real rescue. They want to see the way of Liberia people, they say, yeah, we're voting for the rescue team.
And that happened once upon a time at the home of the president quite recently.
This is what I'm telling you. Check the 75% of protesters, they are not rescue members.
All right. Thank you so much. The caller will be our last caller. No time. Hello.
Yeah, Chief.
Yeah, go ahead quickly. No time.
Thank you. So because there was no job and Joshua didn't provide job for citizens, that's why Mr. Walker was elected president. Because Joshua didn't bring investors in the country. Because there were no companies according to you. Because Liberians were suffering. That's why the Liberian people stood in the queue and put them Mr. Walker. For you to come by and ask as to what all the president of the country has been able to provide for everybody, no. But you said that Joshua wasn't able. You said Joshua was not capacitated enough to bring joy. And you knew it. That there's no way that any government or president will employ all of these facilities. Didn't you guys know that it wouldn't work? Why are you asking all these kinds of questions? We knew that Joshua could not do it. Even though we told you that the government could not provide job for all of the citizens across the country, you said no, you could do it differently. And that's why we are saying you must provide job. They agree that you will not provide job for everybody. There will be jobs in the private sector. Why is it that your party are even fighting to go to corporate job and now are waiting jobs in the private sector? When your chairperson will have all these groups, it's not waiting for jobs in the private sector for running the government. We need to stop the democracy and the crime mentality in you.
All right. Thank you so much. And we gotta go. Steve, Mr. Monk, and the rest of you that who are also following us, I think you listened to Liberians speaking out.
Melbourne, you know the only woman I called on today, I want to tell her.
Yes, mind Joe Sarah though, and in fact from the one, she been one of the strong supporter of the CPP. Let me be frank. She been wishing to talk to us all of the time, even during the campaign time. Yes, indeed. So let me just give it out to her and say good evening to her also on the show.
So thank you to our mother that called. Thanks to all of the callers. Thanks to our many viewers, the reactions. Nobody can hear the phone beeping behind you. The boom, boom.
Yeah, they still want to call.
Yeah, but let me say this.
They won't catch your heart.
Yeah, let me say this to all of us. We support Jose Yuman Boakai as the president of our country. Our only concern is we all supported the rescue mission. We didn't support for job. Jose Boakai, the only people me I will advocate for job in our country are the people who sign agreement with Jose Boakai. If you got a legal paper that you sign agreement with Jose Boakai, his signature on it, that he will give you this position or he will give you a job,
Please share a copy of the SKTV and we'll call on the president to please do the needy because he signed on. Anything outside of that. Remember, the Constitution says you serve at the will of the president. So that means the president can elect him. When you on that, but they're not something for us to force on. We are just agreeing with the president what we're supposed to agree. So those of you who supported the president will make you certificates, will put your picture on it, and we'll give it to you. You want to mail it to you, we'll mail it. You want to email a copy, we'll email it. You want to put it on Facebook, we'll put it on Facebook on the e-mansion website. Anything you want to do, it will get your certificate, will give it to you. But the issue of job, that one you will not make it. You will not make it. Just so you know, you will not make it. You will not make job in a place. You will not do it. So more reaction before we give the announcement for the day, and then Pat will milk on.
Well, the thing is, it was the second to the last caller that got my attention. I keep saying our people, they're listening for the sake of responding rather than understanding. The guy who called, is there any political leader that were being elected and people won't complain? That's not the logic of the argument. The argument here is we will not support a political protest. When you supported Joseph Boaga, when we're talking about protesting for job, we're talking about terms like policy, what the president policies are about in benefiting the rest of the Liberian people. That's what we're talking about. We are not talking about you were in Joseph Boaga campaign or because Boaga didn't give you a job and all of a sudden you want to protest. That's a political protest and we will not stand for that here. We will hold the president accountable on critical issues, but when you want to play your political protest, whether you were marginalized, whether you fell off the rescue train, whether you want to be like the Akara's great, talking about how they call it, cry for justice. Akara's great. When you start crying for justice, when your guy was in power, you could care less about justice. When we talk about the missing man, we talk about the mapper exercise, when people were protesting, when the CP people were protesting, you were the one talking about nonsense about how people, how Georgia were elected, people should get, I mean, come on, dude, you are not crying for justice. You know nothing about justice. When auditors were being killed, when people were complaining, no, you never spoke about that. That's the kind of a protest we're talking about. So even if there is a rating contract between you and Joseph Boaga, and Boaga don't give you a job, and Steve just said it right, you still work at the will and pleasure of the president. Whether the contract was signed or dated by Joseph Boaga, he's still not obligated to give you a job. And that's what we're talking about here. That's it. I just want to clarify that point because that where the caller was going with that particular statement. He tried to be derogatory there. It's supposed to be normal, you know. So naming any president who would be in power and people will not protest.
Well, there were a lot of presidents that were in power. There were no protests. If you want to go back into history, there were a lot of presidents. There were a lot of presidents that were in power and there were no protests. Starting from Joseph Jingin Rabo, no protests were there. So what he wants to say, you know, we're not here for that, but like you said, you know, saying he wants to change the conversation. It left with him. You want to go all night, protest, like all night, we'll get him. I told him, so we bought a BP peanut butter jar there. We'll put it in the hard bread and give it to them, get them water to drink. We move.
We got two options: peanut butter and mayonnaise with boiled egg for your protest.
Yeah. So you pick what you want. I'll pick the peanut butter and the bread because the peanut butter and bread heavy. It can fill your stomach quick and you'll just be doing refill. You'll just be drinking all day, as opposed to the mayonnaise and bread. I want that cereal.
Yeah, that one I let all the body raffle.
Yeah, but peanut butter with hard bread, milk bone. You not eat peanut butter with hard bread before? Wait.
The country just too interested. Don't mind them. All these people that even call and say, "Oh, we don't want a job. We don't want a job." These are the same people that even carrying their I don't know. I can call it their.
Steve, you saw that video I sent you earlier where those bunch of Syrians they went to Weir house. I know they're talking about the missing Weir, how they want him back and all that stuff. That was
it's on stage. It's on stage and well.
Yeah, it's on stage. Those beggars, man. We are not.
Yeah. So joking that someone was telling me to also about that. You know, was saying someone watching. So the say like, in fact, we will be having 2 presidents in the country. We'll be having the old president and not the young president. So I just burst up with laughter and say, "Wow!" Because mind you too, I think, don't see it also as joke. People will say yes and this and that, but President Weir is still stealing the show because when you go to places, people are still, you know, following him, are still seeing as maybe president of hope. So maybe we'll look at that also tomorrow or maybe on Monday.
And there's the reason we've been talking about the start of the rescue mission because they want to create this narrative that President Weir is being missed because of the way Boaga is proceeding. Even though people make
Seriously.
it that it's so early, but you don't make the kind of it will be saying on SKTV. You cannot come to the presidency with this name recognition, with the brand that you are experienced, and you be making this kind of a rookie mistake. So it's all politics. They want to make
Seriously.
it
Because
say Georgia was doing better, and Braga started a worse, so they want Georgia back. That's the idea behind that so-called stuff.
yeah, because quickly, Lieutenant Monk, if you follow also as to what happened at the Kelly Junction, or some will say maybe around the beach end where that domination was ongoing, all the residents or those people that were residing at that end, all of them ran at the CDC party headquarters. And I think that's not a good sign as a current leader that you'll be in power and something happen. Instead of the people running to you, they are running to someone else for help. So I think, like you just said, I think they got to be careful. They got to work on things. They got to know how to go about with some of these things because in my YouTube, President Weah is a good man. So maybe people think that maybe they want to go to him for help and so on. So we are not seeing or maybe saying these things. So like some of you will say, but President Weah was former president, so people will go to him for help. But there's some help that people will go for, and that help maybe sometimes politicians they will see it like, oh no, I think it will be a slap in my face. Because I can still recall once upon a time when the former president Chad can get it off, when President Weah was throwing the Lone Star on his head, the former president said, no, like this guy have dream of becoming president. And today, I think that statement also comes to reality.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Melbourne, to you and Monk, I want to say thank you guys. Tomorrow, Representative Yega Kolba press conference. After that, I believe he will join us on the show. We're working with him to see if best he can avail himself for him to be part of the conversation. Chairman Musa Bilete, happy birthday to you. Happy belated birthday to El Luis Page. And tomorrow is Seku's birthday. Please come with whatever gift you got for Seku. Tomorrow we'll be celebrating Seku's birthday on here. So the show tomorrow, the show will be hot. Today we agree with our papa working with him. And we'll continue to work with him. Just so you know, we'll continue to work with our papa. Go cause him. Go for him. Do what you want to do with our papa. Work with him. And look, let me tell you something. Don't like you can run the job. We are that 6 years you'll be running the job. We are for. We don't get problem with that one. You're good for 6 years. We don't get no issue. It speaks volume of yourself, and the slave mentality is still there. The men who empower, you're not holding accountable for you to do it right. That's somebody who not empower you're going to. So we are actually even welcome that. They should go to the president and hold the president accountable for the president to ensure that he do what is right. They should go through the lawmakers. They should go through the Senate and other people hold the lawmakers accountable for them to put the money in the budget to benefit them. But in the meantime, the money that allocated in the budget for the jolly, you say how much in the budget for oil for the chilling? No more. How much there for chilling?
Around 42,000 according to the lawmaker. I think I'm gonna bring that lawmaker on here so he can better explain because in fact,
our money.
Yeah. So the member they're asking today as to in fact the member asking the audience as to food and trade for your children. What do you want?
We want food.
Can you imagine? So in fact the audience they were very frustrated. They said, no, we want our children to learn. How can TVET will be 4,000 USD? Then you have job for marriage making or something, or maybe you say you just eat in something around 30,000, 42 or maybe 40,000 plus. So yeah. Yeah. So I think you got to look at that budget. You got to see it as to what really there to benefit the Liberian people. Like one thing I like about American, maybe someone will lacking or maybe there's lacking, but one thing I really admire of him is that his own projection when it comes to the entire budget as to what there to benefit the Liberian people. Mind you, people will say, oh yeah, the government got to function, the government got to do this, the government got to do that. We agree.
We're not giving you a thing.
Oh.
We're not giving I didn't do a job for people.
All right.
American
So
is a rest.
So budget, what I want you to do, you and that representative Monk, you go to already man. Look, don't forget about the big thing, right? That are not focus on the big things. Focus on the small things that's supposed to even touch the people. That some of the community stuff, some of the community things that are in the budget, and see and compare that with their own.
We did a draft budget, and we know they will make some amendment or changes to that budget. So we're waiting for the final budget. The one the president is going to sign into law, but we all know what's going to happen. It ain't going to be any significant change, but we just give them the benefit of the doubt.
We'll not do that. We'll not do that. We'll not do that. Our money will be there. We'll put money in the place, and then we'll go take it later on. We'll not do that. That what you're elected for that. That's what you're elected for. That says yes. You're elected. The time you're wherever do that, where I say, no, you're the our government. You're the our government. You're the our government. If we change our money, peanut butter and bread, I won't get. We'll take it away. You're the our government. When you can protect, we'll get your peanut butter and bread and water. We'll get those sack of water then. You know, the small water like I mean, the plastic bag. We'll get each person will get your one, and you can take two. You know, one. If you test it, you go to your hall, you go drink, you come out for the protest. We're not get problem with you. We're telling you now. We're telling you, we'll get your peanut butter and bread, or you choose mayonnaise and bread. I know like most of them will choose mayonnaise and bread, but I don't know the strategy behind it. Anything that will fool your God, peanut butter and bread. So take the peanut butter and bread. So
for example, on the chairman who been spending hugely, you know, mind you, this is quite frustrating, right? That you will see someone will take the high-end money and say, okay, let me invest in our people. Let me do this for the betterment of our people. Then after that, you hear that yes, the country or the people own money that's supposed to benefit them. The money is coming, and to hear that, like for example, the other clinic will be, or maybe the other hospital will be getting 10,000. 10,000 for 12 months? Are you kidding me? The other people will be getting 50,000. So I think the lawmakers, they got to do their best, even though the attention on them that in fact they should speed it up with the budget. People are calling here and there, oh, the budget. People are wasting time with the budget here and there, but I think let the lawmaker take their own time and go through the budget so that at least something will be there to benefit the people. Look, sometimes when we see these things, people want to criticize, right? I beg you, 1 minute, Chief. Mind you, there are other people that are not part of government, but they are also Liberian, and they have to benefit. And what are some of the benefits that they will get? Good road, water system, electricity, and good health. So we don't have to be in the government before we benefit from our own resources. But again, that's the country we have where salaries, ministers. That same lawmaker, he said that some ministers are making 15,000, 10,000, while lawmakers are making 5,000. Steve, and mind you, the lawmakers in this country are the ones that people go to on a daily basis. No one cares about President Monk. For example, if President Monk is a law or maybe a minister, maybe finance minister, what kind of minister? Nobody cares about President Monk. But people care about you, Steve, if you are representative.
But Melbourne, you platform, and you listen to us talk about the whole issue of the budget. You asking people that are not in the government want to know where they will benefit. And we told you, the budget falls under only two categories: capital investment and recurring expenditure. When you talk about roads, you talk about hospitals, talking about schools and investment, things that are supposed to benefit the entire country, it's only 7.5% of the budget, which is 51 million. The one that they're going to use to pay themselves in terms of salaries and compensation and to service the government is 92%. So it's like I'm giving you $1. The people that are in the government or that run the show, their compensation, their paycheck, their compensation, and how much they will take what they call goods and services to serve the government, they're eating 92 cents of a dollar, and they're giving the rest of the 5 million people 7.5 cents. That's it. Simple math. Like what I just gave you. So 92 cents to 7.5 cents. You do the math. So if you are out there thinking that, oh, why are we going to benefit from the budget? Things that are going to affect our life, that's what they call public sector investment program. Only 7.5% of the budget is going towards that. The rest of it go to their own payroll, compensation, and servicing the day-to-day function and operation of the government. So literally, the government is only generating money to spend it on themselves. You out there, you are on your own. That's just what it means. Simple.
All right, so we gotta go, but quickly, then that means if our lawmakers are not careful, they will be wrongly accused, like as usual, right? Even though, mind you, that some of them that are always sometimes signature fees and so forth, all the kind of allegations and so on, always at the corridor of the legislature. But if the kind of thing that in fact that we hearing or we are talking about, if they are not careful again, they'll be heavily accused of wrongdoing.
Well, let me say this so we can close. If the budget passes as it is, CDC and Unity Party could have against the Liberian people. Yeah, again. CDC and Unity Party could have against the Liberian people because they ain't get nothing good to offer. Let me tell you why. CDC will not be considered opposition. Let me tell you why. Fanatikofa is the speaker. He's from the CDC arm. Desi Sibo is the chairman on Ways and Means. He's from CDC. Thomas Fowler is the deputy speaker. He's from CDC. So the entire house is controlled by CDC. If they cannot erect the necessary checkpoint, let Akara go and the rest of the people go sit down somewhere.
I know.
That means the Liberian people are doomed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if CDC wants to act like the opposition, the manager come on Facebook and on other places and be doing it. You know what they do? They play the whole government accountable that on the budget. Because that way the Liberian people can feel the pinch of the economy, that way the Liberian people will get what they want. That's it. The whole governance thing, that what it's about.
Yeah, the whole government gets operating the budget as the biggest instrument in entire bureaucracy.
So if a house controlled by CDC will allow the budget to pass, then the thing we've been telling you, like you've been telling you, they could not against the Liberian people. Simple. All that page on what you see for Nandi Kofa and Joseph Boakai and taking. Let me tell you something. Those men have been having meeting to let the budget thing slide so that they can have the number to vote on it. And they say on the 8th, they're starting the deliberation for the budget. And they say on the 8th.
All the appropriation, we'll see what will happen.
Guess what? Jesse Sibo now is one of the most visited men on the planet.
But he's the hottest man in the whole country now. He's gonna get rich like the way Nukwe and got rich overnight. The Jeremiah Kuhn and talk about Jeremiah Kuhn, a businessman. I'm talking about businessman. Those people serve on the budget committee, people got to pay them to get kicked by and make millions of dollars out of you talking about businessman. What kind of business you get? Yeah, show me to my business record in terms of the revenue are generating from a business. Nonsense, people.
So I mean that's where we are, and we're not going to go back and forth with that because that's just the truth of the matter. The whole budget thing is in the hand of CDC.
I know in the next 1 to 2 years, Jackson Sibo will be maybe $6 or $5 million richer than what he is today. That one I can guarantee you that.
So that where we are, and there was no if and end about that one. It's just the truth of the matter, and let's see what happens. So if the CDC wants to do what is right, they have the perfect opportunity to do what is right. They don't need to protest. They don't need to make noise. Let them scrutinize the budget. Let them make sure they get anyhow they vote to be able to vote Fanatikofa. Let them use the
same vote, right? The same power.
Let them use that power to be able to make sure they convince the legislature to vote against that budget or to send it back to Joseph Boakai and reject it. And let the speaker come and make comments on it too as well to the Liberian people. Then we know that they're serious for governance. Anything outside of that, my friends, they're not serious. All of them could nothing, and they want to dupe you. Up until today, I stand by that. All of them could nothing, they want to dupe the Liberian people. They're not serious. That's my honest position on the whole budgeting. But more, we'll be back tomorrow by the grace of God.
Tomorrow.
Thank you, Mabel. Thank you for the time, folks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And happy birthday to Chairman Musa Belede. Happy birthday to Sekou in advance. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you and thank you.